Washington for a PIL tilt between the DubSea Fish Sticks and the Everett Merchants. I'm Kyle Sweeney. He's Angus Trangmo. A 2-1 trip down at the Friar over this last weekend, and now 7 games in a row for the Fish Sticks. Angus, what can they do on this 7-game road trip?
It's going to take a lot of arms over these next 7 days. It starts here in Everett, and then they face 3 straight West Coast League opponents in Port Angeles against the Lefties tomorrow, the Bellingham Bells on Wednesday, and then at home at the Friar against the Marionberries on $3 Thursday, and then
Hello, we are here in Everett, Washington for a PIL tilt between the DubSea Fish Sticks and the Everett Merchants. I'm Kyle Sweeney. He's Angus Trangmo. A 2-1 trip down at the Friar over this last weekend, and now 7 games in a row for the Fish Sticks. Angus, what can they do on this 7-game road trip?
it's going to take a lot of arms over these next 7 days. It starts here in Everett, and then they face 3 straight West Coast League opponents in Port Angeles against the Lefties tomorrow, the Bellingham Bells on Wednesday, and then at home at the Friar against the Marionberries on $3 Thursday, and then a couple games after that as well. So it's going to take quite the effort, especially with a disappointing end to last homestand against the Honkers. And this is a team that can still fight their way back in the race. It's just going to take a lot.
So the Fish Sticks 16-9 this season, 7-6 in PIL play. The Merchants have played just 15 games this year. They are 7-8 on the season. And tonight, Wesley Harwell will get the rock for the Sticks.
Harwell, 4 innings of work this year, a late addition to the Fish Sticks roster, but 3 runs, 2 of them earned, and he has had issues with the control, 5 strikeouts, but 6 walks on the year. We have seen him get out of quite a few jams this year, though, and really good escape pitcher, one of many in this Fish Sticks rotation.
So the Merchants have won 5 of their last 7 games. They are hot. This is the first time these two teams have met this year. The last PIL team remaining that the Fish Sticks have not played will be here for first pitch in just a moment.
Oh, Audrey, look over there.
Where? Oh, a whole herd of reindeer bears.
Not herds, Audrey. Reindeers come in 6-packs.
Oh,
Wake up, Harley.
Harley, look at the reindeers. Oh, they're just so fresh and friendly.
You ever wonder how Crispy gets to the Friar for games? He uses King County Metro's Rapid Ride H-Line. King County Metro, the official commute of your DubSea Fish Sticks.
Once upon a home, in a Seattle bungalow, the Huffs searched on Thumbtack to find their next pro. Now the job is all done, and the table is set. The hot dogs taste better on their fancy new deck. Start your home story on Thumbtack.
For over 15 years, As You Wish Electric has offered the comprehensive electrical solutions Seattle families trust. We are proud to announce that we can now also serve your plumbing, heating, and cooling needs. As we grow, we are committed to delivering the same knowledgeable and friendly experience that earned our spot as the region's top-rated electrical company. Contact As You Wish Electric Plumbing, Heating, and Air today to learn more.
Wendy's went back to the kitchen to give our famous spicy chicken sandwich a total upgrade. More crunch, more flavor, with heat that just hits. Is this our best spicy chicken ever? Looks like a yes to me. Spicy chicken just got better at Wendy's.
They always say, think happy thoughts. It's easy when you're a Wendy's Cookie Dough Frosty Fusion. I'm an instant dopamine hit. Get it? Dopamine? Like cookie dough. I said like cookie dough! Happiness is a Cookie Dough Frosty Fusion at Wendy's.
Once upon a home in the Issaquah Highlands, the Parkers used Thumbtack for a new kitchen island. Now the pizza is cooking and the kids are excited. Thank goodness for Thumbtack and all it provided. Start your home story on Thumbtack.
And we are here in Everett. The national anthem has finally commenced, and we are just moments away here from first pitch. This is a beautiful stadium, by the way. This is where the Aqua Sox play, the single-A affiliate for the Seattle Mariners. So this is the best road environment we have right now. This is the best road stadium. As you can see on the stream, there are mountains out in the background, and I mean, this is a huge stadium. So we are glad to be here with you guys again, Kyle Sweeney and Angus Trangmo, as we take a look at the starting lineup for the Fish Sticks. Rylan Gullard, Rodrigo Montano, and a new face in the lineup, Jace Rainey, will be at the top of the order, and then Noah Benedict and Braden Bartholomew, two guys who are hitting really well right now, will be in the 4 and the 5 hole, and then Noah Kung, Peyton Barsotti. Tyler Eisenhut is returning after just a couple of games off because of a knee injury. He'll be hitting in the 8 hole, and then Alex Hamada will be at the bottom of the lineup. Wesley Harwell, again, will get the rock for this Fish Sticks team, but a little bit of a new look lineup right now for the Sticks, Angus.
Absolutely, and obviously as the season goes on, the lineup is going to continue shifting and changing, and with a lot of injuries hitting this team over the past month, it's bound to do just that, with guys like Gavin George and Luke Parker not being able to go. But Rylan Gullard, I mean, here he is right in the leadoff spot, and it's good to see Noah Benedict starting to kind of cut his piece of the lineup out because, like you said, he's been mashing lately.
So Ryder Vane will take the mound for the Merchants, a product of Skagit Valley Community College up north here in Washington. And right now the Merchants, they're struggling from the plate. They're hitting .232 as a team, but their pitching has been the strong spot. They have just a 4.37 team ERA, and they allowed 3 or less runs in 4 straight games dating back to last week. So we mentioned it in the opening. They have won 5 of their last 7 games. They started slow. They're just 7-8 on the season, but their pitching is the reason that they have been able to come back and are now 1 game below 500. So Vane will face the leadoff man, Gullard, to start things off here in Everett.
Gullard, I mean, nothing else we can really say about him that we haven't said already. Hits in 23 of 24 games that he's played in this season, and once again finds himself in the leadoff spot.
He's hitting .316 on the year, as you mentioned, a hit in all but 1 game this summer. He has 10 more hits than anyone else on this Fish Sticks team. He has 3 homers and 18 RBIs on the season. Vane's ready to go and delivers on the outside corner for strike 1 to Rylan Gullard. Again, Gullard hit .329 at Linfield University, a D3 down in Oregon last year. His name is in the transfer portal, and we will likely see him at the Division I level next year. That one's in the dirt for ball 1. Interesting to note that the only dirt on the entire field is a little circle around home plate and the batter's boxes. Otherwise, here at Funko Park, it is all turf.
Well, you got to remember the mound is also dirt, and the mound at the Friar is all turf, so maybe a bit of a different look for the Fish Sticks pitchers today.
As Gullard swings and misses on a pitch, again on the outside corner, it's a 1-2 count now to Rylan Gullard.
He's so good with 2 strikes, but we saw a K from him last game against Dylan Vele, and we've seen few and far between strikeouts from him all season.
Just 10 strikeouts this year and 108 plate appearances, and he rips this for a single into left field. That'll get past. It just skids on the turf. Gullard's thinking about 2, and he's going to get there with ease. So Rylan Gullard, a leadoff double, down 1-2 in the count. The Fish Sticks are off and away.
Ball was scorched through the left side of the infield, and it turns into an extra base hit to get the ball rolling here in Everett. And we've got so many tall walls here in Everett. Expect a lot of doubles today, I think, because there's going to be a lot of balls that end up banging off the wall out there. It's kind of similar if you watch the Fish Sticks play the Yakima Valley Pippins, kind of a similar condition at this park to Yakima County Stadium.
I'll bring up Rodrigo Montano, who finds himself now at the top of the lineup, and he takes a look at strike 1 on the outside corner, so it's an 0-1 count. Montano, after a thrilling weekend, so many great games this past weekend at the Friar. He had a game-winning 2 RBI single on Thursday against the Studs. He's going to square away to bunt here, and that gets past the catcher, and Gullard is going to trot over to third base. That's Max Rodabaugh behind the dish. He let that get away from him. And now he's having a chat with the umpire. It looked like Rodrigo Montano squared away. The pitch was up and in. It looked like it almost maybe hit the bat of Montano.
I think that's what the Merchants are trying to argue here, is that Montano fouled that off. But from our vantage point up here at the press box in Funko Field, I think that went off the mitt of Rodabaugh. So interesting ruling here. Obviously, they won't be able to get another look. Call on the field is that Rylan Gullard advances to third base with nobody out, which is a great start for the Fish Sticks if that holds.
Another thing that we always mention, because of how short the backstop is at the Friar, this backstop here is massive. I mean, the ball will get past you. It's going to go a good 20, 30 feet behind the catcher. And, of course, that is Rodabaugh again behind the dish. And it looks like the play will stand. So Gullard will go to third. That was a ball that did not hit Montano's bat when he squared away to bunt. So it's a 1-1 count. Gullard at third and nobody out.
Montano, I mean, we've only seen him at the plate, 15 times this year? So hitting second today, kind of a sign of maybe what's to come for Montano at the dish.
Looks like a changeup from Vane that is outside for ball 2. So 2-1 count now to Montano. He is just 4 for 11 on the year, but that's .364 batting average. Had that game-winning single. He pinch hit in that game on Thursday and then was 1 for 3 the next day. That one, again, floated outside. It's a 3-1 count. Montano also pitched 1 inning on Saturday against the Honkers. He was not slated to start. Kenji Bray was a late scratch. He got the ball. He just went 1 inning. Here's the 3-1. Swung on and missed by Montano for strike 2. The count is now full.
It's a timely fastball right there to produce in a 3-1 count. I think it might have painted the corner. It's a tough one to leave if you're Montano.
So the payoff pitch incoming with Rylan Gullard at third base. He just slaps this over to second. Gullard will come in to score, and the play is made at second base. It was good hustle by Montano. It was Maury Salam who made the play, but 1 run already across after that leadoff double by Rylan Gullard, and it's 1-0 Sticks.
We've seen that so many times from Gullard where all it takes is 1 hit from him, and he can just manufacture a run past that. This time it's a double that ends up beaming off the wall, and then advancing a base on a wild pitch and ended up coming to score in a ground out. So Gullard, I mean, there's a reason he's in the leadoff spot every day on a team where the lineup changes so often.
This is a new face. The DH Jace Rainey stepping to the plate for the first time. He rips this down the left field line, but it's foul. So Rainey from Newport High School in Bellevue. He was first team all-conference his senior year, the most triples in school history his senior year, and then went over to the College of Charleston, where he made 5 appearances a couple of years ago.
Cougars, CAA. Great basketball program they have down there.
So here's the 0-1 over to Rainey. Is high and outside for ball 1.
If that first swing was any indicator, this is a really nice bat to pick up in the middle of the season.
So 1-1 count now to Jace Rainey. Again, a couple of guys have gone down with injury and are out for the summer for the Sticks. That curveball almost caught Rainey in the upper part of his body for ball 2. We've already talked about Luke Parker is done for the summer. He was hitting .302 on the season. Gavin George is done for the summer, and he was hitting .389. So Rainey coming in to fill a couple of spots at the top of the lineup. This one's slapped over the short. Gavin German's going to corral it. A long throw across the diamond, not in time. Rainey beat out the throw. That was a tough play. It was a soft ground ball. So he is on first base with 1 gone.
If you're German, that's such a tough play to make, ranging to your right away from first base. And Rainey showing off the wheels in his first plate appearance with the Sticks. Now a runner on for Noah Benedict, which in recent games has only meant good things for the Fish Sticks.
So Benedict hitting in the cleanup spot today. Rylan Gullard had a leadoff double, advance on a pass ball. Rodrigo Montano had an RBI ground out to drive him in. It's 1-0 Sticks already. Big hack from Noah Benedict. He swings through it for strike 1. And Jace Rainey, his first plate appearance of the summer for the Fish Sticks, is an infield single, a soft dribbler to short that he beat out. So an 0-1 count with 1 gone here at Everett. Vane will check over. It was close play over there at first. Rainey just got back in time. And we saw Evan Hellner picked off at first base to end the game against the Northwest Honkers on Saturday in a 6-4 loss, right after beating the top 2 teams in the PIL in the Studs and the Blackfins. Rainey now takes off. Pitches outside. The throw from home is not in time. Good jump from Rainey after almost getting picked off, and he's at second base.
So Rainey showing off the speed here in his first inning as a fish stick. Legs out an infield single, and then barely beats a pickoff back to first, where he had a pretty large lead and then steals a base one pitch later.
So runner in scoring position now for Noah Benedict, who's up to 318 on the year. Now they're going back to Vane, and he's going to get picked off at second. Boy, that was a nice heads-up play from Ryder Vane in connection with German to get that out. And right after the stolen base, Jace Rainey's head back to the dugout.
What an interesting trip around the bases. An infield single, almost get picked off, a steal, and then you get picked off the very next play.
And Benedict, did he go? He did. A 1-2 count to Noah Benedict right now. And that hurts. No runner in scoring position for Benedict, who is 5 for 8 in his last 2 games. Had 2 doubles and a game-tying RBI on Friday against the Blackfins in the 8th inning. And then 2 for 4 with a double on Saturday. That one's in the dirt. The count will even out at 2 apiece.
That Sunday game was really, I think, a breakout game for him out of kind of a midseason slump he had after starting so hot in the early stages.
Saw his average dip down below 250 again, now up to 318. He fouls this down the first base line. That pitch looked like it would have been ball 3 inside. So Braden Bartholomew waits on deck. Jace Rainey again picked off at second base after stealing second the pitch before. There are 2 gone, and it's 1-0 Fish Sticks. After Rylan Gullard's leadoff double, and he came around to score. Here's the 2-2 to Noah Benedict. That one's in the dirt for ball 3. It'll be another 3-2 count now for Ryder Vane.
And Vane just hit 20 pitches here in his first inning of work. We've seen a couple deep outings from starters against this Fish Sticks team the last 2 times out. Both Cody Snow and then Dylan Vele went north of 100 pitches on Friday and Saturday, respectively.
Payoff pitch incoming with 2 gone and nobody on here in Everett. It's 1-0 Fish Sticks in the top of the first. Here's the payoff. This one's ripped towards second base. That'll get through for a base hit. Noah Benedict, his 6th hit now in his last 3 games, and he is aboard. And, man, that pickoff at second base hurts a little bit more now for the Fish Sticks.
Rainey obviously can run. He's already got a steal in this game, so that base hit from Benedict probably ends up scoring him if he's still over on second base.
Ball was hit to the left side of the second baseman, Maurice Salam, who dove out on the turf to try to grab it, but was just hit too hard. That brings up Braden Bartholomew. Off speed, curls in there for strike 1.
Bartholomew, I wasn't expecting that from him. Usually he likes to go after the first pitch, and that was definitely something he could do damage with and has before, but he leaves it be for strike 1.
Bartholomew, another guy that's really hot on this team as Vane checks over to first. He's 8 for his last 14 with 5 RBIs and 5 runs over his last 3 games. He didn't play on Saturday against the Honkers, but was stick of the game on Friday after a game-winning RBI in the bottom of the 8th. That followed up Benedict's game-tying RBI the at-bat before. That one's outside for ball 1.
4-hit game down against the Marionberries, who Fish Sticks face off with on Thursday at the Friar, and I think he's probably been stick of the game more than any other guy on the team this year.
Benedict holds up at first. Bartholomew takes a hack and misses at strike 2. Another good-looking off-speed from Ryder Vane, and Bartholomew is behind 1-2. It's 1-0 here in a lengthy top of the first. Benedict over at first base. There's 2 gone and a 1-2 count now to Braden Bartholomew. Vane delivers on the outside corner, called strike 3. Another off speed that just catches the corner of the plate. But Rylan Gullard, a leadoff double, and he comes around to score on a Rodrigo Montano ground out, and it's 1-0 Fish Sticks here going to the bottom of the first.
You ever wonder how Crispy gets to the fryer for games? He uses King County Metro's Rapid Ride H-Line. King County Metro, the official commute of your DubSea Fish Sticks.
Once upon a home, in a Seattle bungalow, the Huffs searched on Thumbtack to find their next pro. Now the job is all done, and the table is set. The hot dogs taste better on their fancy new deck. Start your home story on Thumbtack.
Bottom of the first here in Everett between the Fish Sticks and the Merchants. It's 1-0 Fish Sticks. Rylan Gullard came around to score after a leadoff double. And now the Merchants up to bat for the first time. Here's their starting lineup for today's game. Matthew McGovern is in center field and leading off. Gavin German, who's at shortstop. He saw a lot of action in that. Strong is playing first. He's batting third. And then Jack Johnson, and no, not that Jack Johnson, is DHing and been in the cleanup position. And then Luke Roljanicic is in left field and batting fifth. Max Patterson is in right and batting sixth. Blake Skinner is at third base and batting seventh. Maurice Salam, who again we saw a lot of in the first inning in the field, is at second base. Max Rodabaugh is behind the dish and batting ninth. And again, Wesley Harwell, the right-hander, is coming up for the Fish Sticks. He's got limited appearances this summer, but up once again on the mound.
This Merchants lineup hasn't been the strength of the team, but in recent games has been hitting a whole lot better. One game to look at in particular, that win over the Seattle Studs last Friday. They're able to just kind of outpace the league leaders en route to a big win.
So Harwell's ready to go, and first pitch swinging is McGovern. Eisenhut over at third. McGovern's got a ton of speed, and Bartholomew can't make the pick. So that ball will get past, and McGovern's headed to second base where he'll slide in safely. So first pitch swinging is a dribbler over to third. Tyler Eisenhut, who doesn't see a lot of time at third base, he's usually a second baseman, came up just a little short on the throw. Bartholomew couldn't make the pick, and McGovern is quickly at second base.
That'll be a hit and an error, and already the Merchants threatening. All it takes is one pitch. We saw so many walks in that loss to the Honkers on Saturday, and we've seen Harwell have his struggles with walks this year as well. Already a runner in scoring position, you have to limit the free passes today. We didn't do keys to the game, but that's the key of the game. All we need is one today.
I'll bring up Gavin German in the two-hole. Again, the shortstop for tonight's game. McGovern at second base as Harwell delivers. First pitch swinging again is fouled back for strike one.
2 pitches and 2 swings. Maybe the Merchants looking to be aggressive on Harwell.
German was 1 for 5 a couple of days ago, or yesterday, against the Blackfins in a 9-4 loss. Hitting .288 on the summer. Harwell takes a look back at McGovern at second. He fires in. The slider just misses the outside corner for ball one.
First slider we've seen from him today, and when that pitch is working, it's probably the best pitch he has in his arsenal.
So McGovern, a weak dribbler over to third, and would advance on an RBI or infield single, and then advance on a throwing error by Eisenhut. Another off speed misses the corner for ball two.
Good on German so far this at bat to not chase that around, especially in the early stages of this game. You want to make Harwell come to you.
So it's 1-0 Fish Sticks here in the bottom of the first. Game tying run at second base with Matthew McGovern. 2-1 on the way to German. Takes a hack and fouls it off. The count will even out at 2-2.
And there's Harwell coming at him. I mean, German made him do it, and he got that fastball, just jammed him a little bit on the inside half. Even though it's a 2-2 count, Harwell can really do anything here. Look for him to stay in the zone since it is 2-2.
Another look at second base. Harwell delivers the 2-2 into the dirt for ball three. Another full count. We saw a couple of full counts in the top of the first with Ryder Vane. And after first pitch swinging and getting on second base for Matthew McGovern, this is a deep count now to Gavin German. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the first inning at Everett. It's 1-0 Fish Sticks. Here's the payoff. This one's hit right at Alex Hamada at second base, and he'll get the out at first. So German is retired, but McGovern over to third base on the grounder. It's one gone here in the bottom of the first.
Something to note in this game is the grounders are going to be moving hot, just like they do at the Friar. So with runners on first and force plays at second and third, get ready to see maybe a lot of double play balls in this game.
So TJ Armstrong will now step to the plate. He is having a strong summer. He's hitting .346. He also has one of the 2 home runs on the season for this team. First pitch swinging. This will score a run. It's up to Noah Kung at short. Other weak grounder. The out will be made by Kung, but an RBI ground out, and this game is tied at 1 apiece here in the bottom of the first.
Quick answer from the Merchants, and they do it the exact same way that the Fish Sticks did it, just with one play that gets the leadoff runner to second base, and then all it takes from there is deep ground outs and speed on the base paths.
That'll bring up the designated hitter, Jack Johnson. Did he have banana pancakes this morning? Not sure.
I think he should every morning.
I think I would too. He's just 2 for 4 this year, so limited appearances for this team. First pitch swinging. It's a weak dribbler down the first base line. Harwell's going to grab it and just tag him on the base pass. Nice heads-up play from Harwell. That'll end the inning. But to the top of the second we go here at Everett. It is tied at 1 apiece between the Fish Sticks and the Merchants.
It's a really nice play from Harwell right there, and obviously there's probably something in his mind that's saying just let this roll foul. We see how the ball behaves at Mel Olson Stadium on the turf. It cuts foul 99.9% of the time, but with a runner like Johnson who might not have the most speed on this team, Harwell beats into the ball right there, and that's a smart move. 1-1 through 1.
So Rylan Goller to lead off double for the Sticks. He came around on an RBI ground out from Rodrigo Montano next at bat. And Matthew McGovern had a single and an error that brought him to second base as the leadoff man for the Merchants. And 2 batters later, TJ Armstrong would score him on an RBI ground out. So mirroring each other are the Fish Sticks and the Merchants through 1. It is 1 apiece. Going to the top of the second inning, it is 6-7-8 due up for the Sticks. Noah Kung, Peyton Barsotti, and Tyler Eisenhut in his return from injury are due up this inning. So Ryder Vane, kind of an elongated first inning. There was a lot of action going on, including a runner who was picked off at second base in multiple deep counts. He's back out there for another inning of work.
I'm really excited to see Tyler Eisenhut back in the lineup. We saw him kind of just pull something heading into second in that game against the Studs back on Thursday. But remember before that, that was his 3rd hit of the game. He was 3 for 3 in that game, and really a huge piece of that 7-run comeback at home. So really good to see both him and Hamada in the lineup. They've both been swinging so much better recently.
Kung hitting .320 this year. That's second among qualified hitters on the Sticks, right behind Evan Hellner, who is not in the starting lineup. Again, we mentioned Montano at a .364 average, but he has just 11 registered at-bats on the summer. First pitch off speed is in the dirt for ball 1 to Noah Kung. That one, he hit it hard, but McGovern made a nice play for the first out of the inning.
We already saw McGovern beat out a ground out in the bottom of the first inning, and that time, if he can't fly out there, that gets down right in front of him for a base hit.
That'll bring up big Peyton Barsotti, hitting in the 7th hole today. Saw Barsotti pinch hit pretty early in Saturday's game. He's first pitch swinging grounder foul. He's hitting .205 on the season, has 3 homers and 10 RBIs, so a big power guy for this lineup. He was 2 for 5 with an RBI on Thursday against the Studs. Again, swinging. This one's blooped over to first base, and it'll be caught easily by TJ Armstrong. Just hit the end of the bat for Barsotti, then quickly 2 away.
Really clean inning for Vane so far. All it's taken is 4 pitches to get 2 outs. But here's Eisenhut, the first look at him since he went out in that Studs game.
He told me he kind of tweaked his hamstring a little bit running around first base in the 7th inning on Thursday against the Studs. Again, as you mentioned, that was in the midst of his 2-run double in the 7th that really brought this team back into the game after they trailed 7-0 going into that inning. First pitch swinging down the left field line and just foul. Was skidding across the turf. That would have been extra bases for sure. But Eisenhut will have to go back to the plate.
That was so close. We don't have a great look down that line from behind home plate here at Funko Field, so not really something that we can comment on, but that was really close to another double for Tyler Eisenhut.
Also had a stretch of 3 straight RBI singles in the last week at the Friar. So he's really up in his game. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Took a big hack on that one.
You can see the dirt just pop off the glove on that fastball from Ryder Vane. So interesting to me that the only parts of this park with dirt are the mound and home plate.
I don't think I've ever seen that. And I had never seen a grass outfield and a turf infield like we did at the Friar until this year. Here's the 0-2. Fastball swung on and missed by Eisenhut for strike 3. A quick 1-2-3 inning for Ryder Vane. And to the bottom of the second we go. It's 1-1 here in Everett.
Oh, Audrey, look over there.
Where? Oh, a whole herd of reindeer beers.
Not herds, Audrey. Rainier's come in 6-packs.
Oh,
Wake up, Harley.
Harley, look at the reindeers. Oh, they're just so fresh and friendly.
You ever wonder how Crispy gets to the Friar for games? He uses King County Metro's Rapid Ride H-Line. King County Metro, the official commute of your DubSea Fish Sticks.
Back here at Funko Field for the bottom of the second inning, home of the Everett Aqua Sox, the single-A affiliate for the Seattle Mariners. It's just a great ballpark here between the Merchants and the Fish Sticks. It's 1-1, both runs coming in the top and the bottom of the first between both of these teams. So to the bottom of the second we go. 5-6-7 due up for the Merchants against Wesley Harwell.
Pretty clean first inning for Harwell. I mean, we didn't see a ball get out of the infield for him, and a run just scored on a infield single that turned into a runner on second, and then a couple groundouts brought him home. So nothing Harwell can really do about that first run.
So Luke Rolyanisic will lead off the inning. Harwell delivers fastball upstairs for ball 1.
First inning only took 9 pitches for Wesley Harwell as well, which is exactly what Mark Lynn and the Fish Sticks wanted to see.
Rolyanisic hitting .333 on the summer. Harwell hits him right in the square of the back on the second pitch, so Rolyanisic will reach first. He was wincing in pain after that one. That looked like didn't feel too good.
Yeah, that hit him right in between the twos on his back, number 22. Heads on over to first. Max Patterson, not to be confused with Max Patterson for the Wenatchee Apple Sox.
This Max Patterson, Northwest Nazarene and Everett Community College in his collegiate career. He's also hitting .333 on the summer. No runner, but that'll be down low for ball 1. You can kind of hear the Fish Sticks dugout calling runner, but Rolyanisic was taking a pretty healthy lead over at first base. Did not take off. So 1-0 count now to Max Patterson. Rolyanisic on first after a hit by pitch here in the bottom of the second. Still nobody gone. As Harwell delivers strike 1 on the outside corner, the count is even out at 1 apiece.
Harwell has been able to stay in the zone a lot better today than we saw in his first 4 innings of work this summer.
So 1-1 ball game here in the bottom of the second. It's a 1-1 count to Max Patterson. Harwell checks over at first. Rolyanisic is taken off. The throw from Barsotti is in time. It was a ball high in the zone, but Barsotti, a quick jump and pop over to second base. Alex Hamada put down the tag, and there is 1 away.
That's such a good throw from Barsotti. I mean, this catching crew for the Fish Sticks has kind of struggled to both hold runners and gun down runners when they steal bases. So great play by Barsotti right there.
Now 1 down. Harwell delivers. Off speed, hits the inside corner for strike 2. So the count is 2-2 now after a ball the previous pitch. 2-2 incoming from Harwell. Barsotti just gunned down Roljanicic at second base. Here's the 2-2 way high for ball 3. One gone here in the bottom of the second. Here's the payoff pitch incoming with Max Patterson at the dish, and that also hits him in the back. So 2 straight hit by pitches for Wesley Harwell. And Patterson will take his bag.
Hit him right in the exact same spot, just the small of the back.
So we just found out that Max Patterson did play for the Wenatchee Apple Sox, and now he's playing with the Everett Merchants. So this is not the first time that the Fish Sticks have seen him. Very interesting.
Patterson was in the lineup for what we like to call the incident when the Apple Sox beat the Fish Sticks 24-2 out there at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium in Wenatchee. So he knows this Fish Sticks pitching staff well. He saw it a couple games. He went 1 for 4 with a walk in that game. Well, actually, he might have gotten another hit as well. I just quit on the scorebook in the 9th inning of that game when they scored 10 runs in the 9th.
It's 1-0 now to Blake Skinner with Patterson at first base, and Harwell will check over to first. Skinner has played in just 1 game for this team. He is 2 for 3 with a double and a home run. So it's a pretty good way to start out the year. From Everett Community College right here in the area. Here's the 1-0, swung on and popped a million miles in the air. Braden Bartholomew at first base is going to take a couple steps in and make the grab for out number 2.
Harwell is working well today. I mean, that first run, like I said earlier, there's not a ton that he could do about that run coming home. He did what he needed to do by forcing 4 straight grounders, all of which that could have turned into outs and 3 of which ended up being outs.
So still 1-1 here in the bottom of the second inning in Everett. And Maurice Salam will step to the plate. Max Patterson still at first base. That one just catches the inside corner for strike 1 to Salam. Both teams plated a run back in the first inning. Nothing in the top of the second for the Sticks, who are sat down in order. Max Patterson was hitting the square of the back. He's at first. Another off speed, just misses down low. 1-1 count now to Salam.
But even when he's missing, I mean, Harwell has been able to locate his spots pretty well today.
Salam has a .250 average on the summer for this team over at second base for tonight's matchup. Harwell delivers the 1-1. Nice looking fastball at the bottom of the zone for strike 2. Salam didn't love the call. He's shaking his head after the fact. And Harwell is 1 strike away from getting out of the bottom of the second. Patterson taking a decent lead over there at first base.
There he goes.
He'll take off. This one swung on and popped up back to Braden Bartholomew, the exact location of the last pop-up, and he'll make the grab for out number 3. So, again, pretty easy work for Wesley Harwell here in the bottom of the second inning. It is still tied at 1 apiece going into the top of the third.
Great work from Harwell on the mound. I mean it. There might be a run on the board for Everett, but he has been really good.
And we talked about it a little bit before. He has 6 walks through his first 4 innings as a Stick. He has had control issues. He hit the first 2 batters of the inning, but Luke Roljanicic was gunned down at second base trying to steal the bag. Good throw by Peyton Barsotti. Then Patterson was also hit, but then 2 straight infield pop-ups from Blake Skinner and Maurice Salam. And Wesley Harwell is building on a pretty nice game here tonight for the Sticks through the first 2 innings. So to the top of the third we go. It is Alex Amata, Rylan Gullard, and Rodrigo Montano due up. So 9-1-2 for the Sticks. So far, it's only been Gullard that's done really any damage. He had that leadoff double. Jace Rainey had a single just 2 batters later, but then was, after a stolen base, was caught trying to get a little too greedy on a leadoff and was picked off at second. And then Noah Benedict did have a nice single after that, but Braden Bartholomew with a strikeout to end the top of the first inning, and then 1, 2, 3 in order in the top of the second. So to the top of the third we go. Both teams plated a run in the first and struggled at the plate in the second.
Hamada leading off is one of the better guys you can have leading off an inning, especially because he's started to kind of come into his own in this 9-hole, and he knows he has a guy like Rylan Gullard behind him in the lineup. So he's done a much better job of just finding any way to get on base as opposed to trying to poke hits through the infield all the time. We saw quite a few strikeouts from him earlier in the year just because he was trying to get on base via hit and not via any means. But with the walks and the hit by pitches and such have come hits as well.
First pitch swinging. This one's grounded over to short. German's going to make the throw across the diamond and retire Hamada on the first pitch for out number 1.
Efficient work for Vane since a 25-pitch first inning. It only took 7 to get out of the second, and now 1 pitch, 1 out here in the third.
So back to the top of the order with Gullard, who ripped a line drive into left field, and on that really thin turf in the outfield, just crept past Roljanovic in left, and it reached all the way to the wall in a flash, and he got to second base, would eventually come around to score for the first run of the game.
If you're looking for efficient outs like Vane has had in the past 1 1/3 inning, Rylan Gullard is not the guy you want up. He likes deep, deep counts.
Here's the 1-0 off-speed slings in there for strike 1. A good-looking pitch from Ryder Vane. So Alex Hamada grounded out to shortstop Gavin German on the first pitch of the top of the third. There's 1 gone here and a 1-1 tie. Gullard swinging, fouls it back for strike 2.
Now 2 strikes. We saw him in a 2-strike count already today, rip a double through the left side of the infield, but his approach doesn't really change too much, I think, on 2 strikes.
1-2 count incoming from Ryder Vane. It's 1-all. This one's in the dirt for ball 2. So 2-2 count now to Rylan Gullard, the second at-bat of the inning here in the top of the third for the Fish Sticks. Two-two incoming from Vane. He delivers, just misses the zone down low. Good eye from Gullard on that off speed. The count will even out, or excuse me, the count will fill up.
Part of why Gullard gets into so many deep counts is just because he's so disciplined at the plate. That's a really hard pitch to take with 2 strikes.
Here's the payoff pitch from Vane, and swung on and hit out to left field. That'll get down for a base hit. The second of the game already for Rylan Gullard. Another good deep at bat, and he is aboard.
It's what he does. Going into the at bat, I said loves deep counts, loves hitting with 2 strikes, and his second 2-strike hit of the day already. We're only in the 3rd inning, and don't be surprised if he breaks for second.
Gullard's got 11 stolen bases on the summer. He does take off. First pitch, Rodrigo Montano hits this well to center field, but McGovern is going to camp right under it. So Gullard will head back to first, and that'll be the second out of the inning.
Nice piece from Montano in the high part of the zone, maybe even up and over the strike zone right there. Just stands up for McGovern, and obviously you never want to put a ball in the air on a hit-and-run situation like that, but Montano hit it deep enough that it didn't really matter.
That'll bring up Jace Rainey, now his second at-bat of the summer. Hit a nice-looking single his first time up, back in the top of the first, and then stole a base, but then was picked off at second. It was a nice play by Vane and Salam at second base to connect for that out. He goes back to Gullard after Gullard tried to steal in the last at-bat. Gullard dives in safely.
He loves that pickoff move. He already picked off Rainey, who's at the plate again, and we saw him try Benedict. Now we've seen him try Gullard.
Gullard took off just a couple of pitches ago, and Vane's going to check back at him again. Again, no one else has more than 5 stolen bases on this team, and Rylan Gullard has 11 of them over at first base. Vane delivers. Check swing, fouled off. And an 0-1 count now to Jace Rainey.
We saw Rainey turn a pretty weak ground ball into an infield single his first time up. This is also a guy that likes to run.
Really good speed. That was our first impression of Rainey. Again, spent some time at the College of Charleston in 2025. Gullard's going to take off again. Here's the throw from Rodabaugh, too far to the left side. And Gullard is in with his 12th stolen base of the summer.
So now he's in scoring position by himself again. And Rainey, I mean, just looking to put anything into the outfield as a hit with 2 down here.
I believe the count is 1-1 here to Rainey. And that just misses inside, so I believe it is a 2-1 count now.
Waiting to get an official ruling here. I think the mix-up is whether that pitch on the steal from Gullard was a ball or a strike.
Now it is a 2-1 count. So Gullard at second base with 2 gone here in the top of the third. It's a 1-1 ball game. Rainey's swinging, and that'll go back foul. So 2-2 count now to Jace Rainey with 2 down. Gullard at second. Here in the top of the third at Funko Field here in Everett, Washington, just north of Seattle. Vane takes a look at second base to Gullard. Now he delivers the 2-2, swung on and missed. That'll be strike 3. So Rainey goes down swinging, and Vane another clean inning. It is 1-1 going into the bottom of the third here at Everett.
For over 15 years, As You Wish Electric has offered the comprehensive electrical solutions Seattle families trust. We are proud to announce that we can now also serve your plumbing, heating, and cooling needs. As we grow, we are committed to delivering the same knowledgeable and friendly experience that earned our spot as the region's top-rated electrical company. Contact As You Wish Electric Plumbing, Heating, and Air today to learn more.
Wendy's went back to the kitchen to give our famous spicy chicken sandwich a total upgrade. More crunch, more flavor, with heat that just hits. Is this our best spicy chicken ever? Looks like a yes to me. Spicy chicken just got better at Wendy's.
They always say, think happy thoughts. It's easy when you're a Wendy's cookie dough frosty fusion. I'm an instant dopamine hit. Get it? Dope-amine? Like cookie dough. I said like cookie dough! Happiness is a cookie dough frosty fusion at Wendy's.
1-1 here in Everett. Going into the bottom of the third inning, Wesley Harwell. A quick first 2 innings. He's back out there on the mound once again for another inning of work. Kyle Sweeney and Angus Trangmo with you. It is a beautiful night, not a single cloud in the sky here in Everett. The wind has picked up a little bit, but it's really a non-factor and will not be all night. So 9-1-2 coming up for the Merchants. Max Rodabaugh will lead things off, his first at-bat of the night.
Now we're off and away. Here in the bottom of the third, and Wesley Harwell only needed 22 pitches to get through the first 2 innings. We still don't see anyone moving around in that Fish Sticks bullpen.
See a couple guys warming up, but Harwell delivers to Rodabaugh a ball outside for ball 1. Rodabaugh, another Everett Community College guy right here. He's pretty familiar with this area. Just hitting 100 this summer, though. Kind of off to a slow start as that one's in there for strike 1. So a 1-1 count now to Rodabaugh from Wesley Harwell.
Fun piece about this field and this broadcast that we're bringing you today, you can see the bullpens in this shot, so you don't have to take our word for it when someone's moving up in the bullpen. You can see it for yourself. We've got the Merchants bullpen down the left field line, and then the Fish Sticks bullpen over down the right field line.
And you might be able to see the big Funko Aqua Sox guy out there in right field. Again, the Aqua Sox, the single-A affiliate of the Seattle Mariners. That one.
Did that hit him again?
It
Wow.
does. It clips Rodabaugh in the elbow pad. That is the 3rd hit batsman for Wesley Harwell in this game, and that'll go back to the top of the order.
We already saw McGovern just blaze to an infield single, and he was able to advance to second right there. But like I said earlier, there's a runner on first here, and any ground ball with how fast the ball moves on this turf here in Everett has potential to be a double play.
So back to the top of the order with Matthew McGovern. He beat out an infield single that was dribbled to third by Tyler Eisenhut, who would throw it into the turf, and Braden Bartholomew couldn't pick it up. So it was a single and an error. He would get to second base and eventually score the first run of the game as he takes a look at an off-speed in there for strike one.
And you can see Eisenhut playing pretty far in on McGovern here as well.
So Rodabaugh at first after being hit by a pitch, the third batter through the first time in the lineup that was hit by a pitch from Harwell. Here's the 0-1. McGovern showed bunt, but that'll slide outside for ball one.
And Eisenhut's only going to be moving closer in, especially with Braden Bartholomew holding on Rodabaugh over at first.
McGovern's got a ton of speed. He showed it off in that first at-bat. He represents the lone run for the Merchants. It's a 1-1 ball game here in the bottom of the third. Swings and misses at an off-speed in the dirt. Good-looking pitch from Harwell. It's a 1-2 count.
Out of the hand, I was worried that might be the fourth hit by pitch issued by Wesley Harwell today, but that just broke right back into the inside part of the zone.
Nobody gone here in the bottom of the third inning. It's a 1-1 tie. And Harwell will check back to first base. Rodabaugh slid in safely. And we just got a delivery from Jake Rolling. Gave us some water bottles.
Jake Rolling and Becca Turnbow. Just good guys all around. Yeah.
Thank you, Jake Rolling. Having a heck of a summer, but hasn't been in the lineup in the past couple of games. Another 1-2 incoming. This one's lined right at Hamada. He's going to go over to first, and that's a double play. Rodabaugh was caught sleeping over there at first base, and that line drive from McGovern will be doubled up. There are two gone here in the bottom of the third.
All we needed was the lucky charm himself, Jake Rolling, the bald eagle, to turn a double play right there, and that was a hot shot for McGovern as well. He saw that pitch really well, just right at Hamada. He only had to take one step to his left, and just a little bit too big of a lead from Rodabaugh.
So that'll bring up Gavin German now with suddenly two gone after Harwell hit Rodabaugh, who led off this bottom of the third, and he just got doubled up on that line drive as he zings in a fastball for strike one. So despite the fact that Harwell's hit three batters, he's been able to get out of every single one. He forced two flyouts in the last inning after hitting two straight, and now a double play right after hitting Rodabaugh. That one's low in the zone for ball one. So 1-1 count now to German.
Only 32 pitches for him today as well. And the Fish Sticks, I mean, in recent games we've seen some very short starts. Rodrigo Montano on Saturday only went an inning.
Harwell delivers off speed. I mean, it's got a ton of run. It hits the zone there for strike two. Again, that's not the first time where I've thought that it would hit another batter and then slides into the zone at the last second.
I said it back in the first inning, but when it's going, it's his best pitch by a pretty wide margin.
So 1-2 count now with two down here in the bottom of the third to Gavin German. Still a 1-1 ball game here in Everett. That one hits the dirt. Count will even up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So despite 3 hit by pitches and just 1 hit coming up from the leadoff man, Matthew McGovern, in the top of the first, it's been pretty clean work for Wesley Harwell. That one just misses the outside part of the zone, and the count will even up.
It's a good take from German right there as well. I mean, fastball maybe was destined to be a little bit low, but Harwell's been able to locate really well today. You don't want to leave those unless you know it's a ball.
Payoff pitch incoming with 2 down, and that is low for ball 4. So for a team that let up 11 free base runners on Saturday against the Honkers in that 6-4 loss, and what we were talking about, probably the worst loss of the season for the Fish Sticks. There are now 4 aboard via the free base from Wesley Harwell here in the bottom of the third.
3 hit by pitches in 3 innings. I mean, that's just an oddity, I think. That's the first walk for him today, though, which is a good sign.
Had 6 and 4 innings coming into this one. That another off speed that slides in there for strike one to TJ Armstrong. Armstrong had an RBI ground out back in the first inning that scored the lone run for the Merchants. Still a 1-1 ball game here in the bottom of the third.
I think what matters for Harwell after his first walk of the game is the response. if he's able to stay in the zone.
Checks over at first before delivering outside for ball 1. Again, Armstrong is having a heck of a summer. He's hitting .346 as one of the 2 home runs on the season for this team. Also has recorded the only RBI of the game for the Merchants. Harwell delivers the 1-1 off speed, just kind of let go of it a little bit. It was high in the zone for ball 2.
This is the response I'm talking about. I mean, 2-1 count. This is a pretty decisive pitch to the 3-hitter and the guy who drove in the run for Everett in this game.
So German just walked. He's over at first base with 2 gone here in the bottom of the 3rd. Wide lead for German. He doesn't take off. That one just nicks the outside part of the zone. The count evens out at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
2-2, what do you go to here, Kyle?
I think the off speed.
Okay.
It's the one that's been working.
You start it in at the batter because that's really been working on righties today. I think you're onto something there.
Mark Lynn, watch out. Here's the 2-2. This one's popped straight in the air towards center field. Ryland Gullard's going to take a couple of steps in and camp under it, and he'll make the out. And the inning is over. So to the top of the 4th we go. Both runs by both teams were plated in the 1st inning. It is still a 1-1 ball game here in Everett going to the 4th.
Yeah, and Wesley Harwell. I mean, great start for him. 3 innings, no earned runs. The 1 run that came across, McGovern advanced on a throwing error, so that goes down as unearned, at least according to Game Changer, which is where the PIL keeps their stats. So that'll be an unearned run for Harwell, and that means 3 innings with no runs after giving up 2 in his first 4. So this is his best outing by a pretty wide margin this summer.
So 4, 5, 6, this is the heart of the order for the Sticks, and this is the part of the lineup that has been doing damage recently. Noah Benedict and Braden Bartholomew in particular. Benedict had a single back in the 1st. He was 5 for 8 in his last 2 games coming in, so he is 6 for his last 9 from the plate, including 3 RBIs, and one of which was a crucial one on Friday against the Blackfins after the Fish Sticks, quite frankly, choked a pretty big lead. They were up 5-0 after the 1st inning, lost it, found themselves down 8-7 in the bottom of the 8th, and Noah Benedict in a 2-2 count roped a single to right field to score Alex Amata from second base. That tied the game, and then Braden Bartholomew right behind him with a single that tied, or that essentially won the game in the bottom of the 8th inning for the Sticks.
Something you got to mention, obviously, you know, as we head into the hitting side of this inning for the Fish Sticks. It's a little weird that I bring this up, but Ryder Peterson and Finn Still in those 2 games were humongous. 2 scoreless 1-2-3 innings from them on Thursday and Friday, respectively. And those are both arms that I think are available tonight if this game goes down to the wire in Everett.
So Benedict leading things off. Ryder Vane back up for another inning of work. Check swing, and he held up. So ball 1 for Benedict, again, who is on a heater right now. He was hot to start the season, then kind of hit a little bit of a lull in the beginning of this, or in the late part of June. That one's in the dirt for ball 2 before the last few games he has revitalized his batting average. He's back up well over 300 on the summer, again, attending Colorado Christian this next season.
Armac.
Another Armac guy. That one's in there, zone finder for strike 1 from Vane.
Vane, I mean, obviously he's behind in this count, but he's done a really good job of living in the zone. Still no walks, and he's struck out 3 through 3 innings here in Everett.
That is ball 3 to the leadoff man in the top of the 4th, Noah Benedict. Both runs plated in the 1st inning by both teams. It is a 1-1 tie here in Everett between the Fish Sticks and the Merchants. The first meeting between these 2 teams of the season. Kind of rare that you see 2 PIL teams meet for the first time this late into the summer, as Benedict will take his base with a walk.
I jinxed him. I said he had no walks through 3 innings, and the first batter of the 4th inning ends up in a walk. And now you've got a runner on for Braden Bartholomew. All this guy has done in the past week is drive in runners.
So Bartholomew won his 4th Stick of the Game award, which is the most on the team, on Friday. Entered this game 8 for his last 14. This one's Line drive over to second base. This could be 2, 4, 6, 3, double play. Nicely done by the middle infield for the Merchants, and there are now 2 down.
Pretty hard hit ball, but just right at Solom over there at second base. And Merchants make that look like they can do it in their sleep. A really nice turn for 2 outs.
It was a hard hit ball, but again, right at Maurice Solom at second base. Gavin German then fired it to TJ Armstrong to complete the double play. So quickly 2 down after that leadoff walk from Noah Benedict as Noah Kung takes a look at ball 1.
Kung, frankly, was robbed of a hit his first time up when McGovern made a sliding play out in center field.
Entered the game hitting .320 on the season, just 2 points below Evan Hellner for the team lead among qualified batters. He has really done well in the last couple of weeks for this Sticks team. And in the absence of Jake Rowling over the past couple of games, he has taken over at shortstop. That one's outside for ball 2. Ball 3, excuse me. Thank you, Angus.
That's what I'm here for.
Gotta keep
what I'm here for.
Gotta keep me in check.
2-man broadcast for a reason.
Here's the 3-0. That is upstairs for ball 4. So Kung is aboard with 2 gone here in the top of the 4th inning.
Now with Barsotti coming up, obviously one swing. I mean, Barsotti's got that kind of pop, but Bartholomew's double play is a killer because let's say he gets out, but you keep Benedict on base instead of runner on first and 2 down. You've got a runner in scoring position along with Kung on first and only 1 down for Barsotti.
Vane taking a long time to deliver. He finally does. This one's ripped over to third base, and going to second is Blake Skinner, and he'll get the lead runner for out number 3. So another ball that had a lot of charge into it from Barsotti, but hit it in the wrong place. And we'll go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Things still tied up at 1 apiece here at Everett.
Well, Audrey, look over there.
Where? Oh, a whole herd of reindeer beers.
Not herds, Audrey. Reindeers come in 6-packs.
Oh,
Wake up, Harley.
Harley, look at the reindeers. Oh, they're just so fresh and friendly.
You ever wonder how Crispy gets to the fryer for games? He uses King County Metro's Rapid Ride H-Line. King County Metro, the official commute of your DubSea Fish Sticks.
1-1 here in Everett in the now the top of the 5th inning. Kyle Sweeney and Angus Trengmo here for another game of work. It is actually the bottom of the 4th, excuse me. So kind of a weird transition there. The bottom of the 4th inning between me and Angus.
Listen,
but
I'll take ownership for that. I came out of our commercial break a little too early, and I set him up for failure, and I'd like to formally apologize for that.
So we'll just do that again. It is the bottom of the 4th inning here in Everett. It is a 1-1 ball game, and Wesley Harwell is back on the mound for his 4th inning of work. He entered this game, which is 4 innings all summer for the Fish Sticks. So doing well, his best outing of the season through 3 innings. He's out for a 4th. It is 4 or 5, 6 due up for the Merchants. And Jack Johnson, first pitch swinging, hit well to right field. Noah Benedict camps under that for out number 1. No banana pancakes this time for Jack Johnson.
You're just going to have a field day with that name, aren't you? That's the first time we've seen a ball out to Benedict, and Rodrigo Montano hanging out in left. We haven't seen a ball to left field all day. So Harwell doing a really good job of keeping the Merchants in the infield.
That'll bring up Luke Rolyanisic, excuse me. Hitting in the 5-hole, playing left field. That off speed is high for ball 1. I mean, I grew up on Curious George. Jack Johnson was my guy for a long time there. That just catches the outside part of the zone. It is a 1-1 count now to Roljanicic. Again, we've got to fill out our first team all-name team here. We're kind of winding down in the season a little bit. Jack Johnson, I mean, he might just be on there by default. That one does catch the outside part of the zone. It is a 1-2 count now to Roljanicic.
I don't know. I might step in on Jack Johnson because, yes, he's got the same name as the Curious George guy, but, I mean, it's just Jack Johnson. If the guy was named Jim Scott, we wouldn't be talking about this. He just happens to have the same name as the dude who made the Curious George.
That's ball 2 to Roljanicic, who was hit by a pitch back in the second. But he's not just the Curious George guy. I refer to him as the Curious George guy, but he's a great artist. Here's the 2-2 that slides away outside. The count is now full.
Even with Harwell working well today, the Merchants have done a good job of not chasing that slider outside that just has so much run.
Payoff pitch incoming with 1 gone here in the bottom of the 4th. And that'll, again, run outside. So the 5th free base runner now for Harwell. It's his 2nd walk. He's also hit 3 batters. So that'll bring up Max Patterson, who, again, was with the Wenatchee Apple Sox. It confused us there for a little bit, but we figured it out. So, yes, he has played for the Apple Sox and is now playing for the Merchants. A true journeyman here in the PIL and the West Coast League.
Finding his way to games with the Fish Sticks this year.
That's outside for ball 1. Patterson, again, was hit by a pitch. 2 hit by pitches in a row between Roljanicic and Patterson. Patterson was hit on a full count. Roljanicic, by that point, had been gunned down at second trying to steal a base. So we'll see if he takes off again over at first. And now there's a mound visit with Garrett DeGallier, the assistant coach for the Sticks, coming out to talk to Wesley Harwell.
These two teams are going to get familiar with one another over the next couple weeks as well. This is the start of 4 games between these two squads in the next 15 days. 2 of them coming here and 2 of them coming at the Friar. And 7-6 for the Fish Sticks, 7-8 for the Merchants in PIL play. These teams are very close in the standings, so this could be some decisive games in the middle of the order of the PIL.
And going back to this weekend, it was Thursday through Saturday, a 3-game homestand for the Fish Sticks. The top 2 teams in the league, the Studs and the Blackfins, were the first 2 games of the weekend. 2 thrilling 9-8 victories for the Fish Sticks, and then the Northwest Honkers, who are at the bottom of the PIL, stormed into the Friar and took a 6-4 win. Kind of a shocking one. And again, we mentioned it already in this broadcast, but probably the worst loss of the season considering the circumstances for the Fish Sticks. So looking again to right the ship here tonight. It is a 1-1 ball game in the bottom of the 4th with the Everett Merchants, who they have not played this season. So first meeting between the Merchants and the Sticks. So here's the 1-0 after the mound visit in there for strike 1. Max Patterson, his 2nd at-bat of the game. Again, Roljanicic at first. He did try to steal a bag. Last time he was at first base just a couple innings ago and was gunned down by Peyton Barsotti. He'll stay put, and that one slides in there for strike 2 just on the outside corner. Max Patterson didn't like the call.
It's a really good pitch from Harwell. I mean, even if it was a strike or not, the fact that he's able to just locate down and out close enough where he's able to get called down there.
So 1-2 count here with 1 gone in the bottom of the 4th. The game is tied at 1 run apiece. Delivers the 1-2, check swing. And it was actually a foul ball that went into Barsotti's glove, so that will be strike 3. Boy, that was a weird one. The pitch was up and in. It was a check swing from Patterson, who definitely didn't go around, but it clipped a piece of his bat and into Barsotti's glove. And with 2 strikes, that is strike 3. So 2 are gone, and Blake Skinner will now come to the plate.
And that's the first K of the day for Wesley Harwell. You'd think with how efficient he has been, he'd have a couple more strikeouts.
Tries to go back to that off speed that slides outside for ball 1 to Skinner. Skinner flew out to Braden Bartholomew his last time up at first. It was the first of 2 straight flyouts to Bartholomew that ended the 2nd inning. 2 gone here in the bottom of the 4th, a 1-1 game between the Sticks and the Merchants. That one's low for ball 2. We were kind of taking a peek at the bullpen. The one guy we saw really getting loose was Santiago Guedes Rodriguez for the Fish Sticks. He is their main ace this season. Usually they're Thursday or Friday starter, but we might see him come in here on Monday. 2-0 is inside for ball 3. So 3-0 count now to Skinner with 2 gone.
We saw a G-Rod pitch on Saturday as well, and more he's been coming out of the bullpen, which is interesting because he still started on a pretty regular basis, even with the bullpen outings.
That one is high for ball 4. A 4-pitch walk to Blake Skinner, and now there are runners on second and first with 2 gone here in the bottom of the 4th. We've already seen DeGallier come out once. He is going to stay put in the dugout for now, so it looks like Harwell is going to try to finish out this 4th inning. Trouble is looming. It is a 1-1 game in the bottom of the 4th inning, and that'll bring up Maurice Salam with the runner in scoring position.
I mean, G-Rod is throwing over there, but he just started, so no way he's ready to come into this game for Wesley Harwell.
Harwell takes a look at second base. Now he delivers, and that's outside for ball 1. Now 5 straight balls for Harwell.
And the control issues, which he did not see in the first 3 innings of this game, may be starting to rear their head right here. It's important for Harwell to just find the zone at some point early in this count and not fall behind 2-0, 3-0 like he did to Skinner.
3 hit by pitches and 3 walks for Wesley Harwell, but just 1 run has come across for the Merchants. That one again misses inside for ball 2, so 6 straight balls. I've seen DeGallier come out and pull pitchers mid-count before. He will not do so right now. Rolyanisic on second, and Blake Skinner at first. 2 gone here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Here's the 2-0. That just catches a piece for strike 1. A good pitch from Harwell.
So now he's battled back with a strike. 2-1, obviously going to decide the approach coming up for Solon, but this is a pretty big pitch for Harwell. He's got to find the zone, especially after issuing a 4-pitch walk.
2-1 with 2 runners on. That one is low for ball 3. So again, after 11 free base runners were given up to the Northwest Honkers, who took advantage in that 6-4 win, there have been 6 already given up by Harwell here in the bottom of the 4th, and in danger of doing so again. There's 2 gone with 2 runners on. Harwell delivers the 3-1. That one slides into the zone for strike 2.
That's that slider that was working really well when he started it at the righty hitter and then cut back in, but we haven't seen it in a while, and that was timely for him.
A 3-2 count with 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th inning. There's 2 runners on. The runners will be moving on this pitch. Harwell trying to get through 4 innings of work in the start. Runners take off. That pitch is outside for ball 4. So Harwell, a 4th walk issued, 7th free base runner. DeGallier is going to shake it off, and Harwell's out there for another AB.
So that's his 62nd pitch of the game. And with G-Rod, I mean, somewhat warm in the pen, and it looks like the signal is being translated to DeGallier that G-Rod's ready to go, but they'll be sticking with Harwell right here.
Harwell in for the moment. The bases are loaded with 2 gone here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Rodabaugh to the plate. He takes a look at strike 1. It is a 1-1 ball game. Both teams scored in the top and the bottom of the 1st inning. There has been nothing since. This is the first danger by either team that has been presented. Rodabaugh hitting in the 9-hole at the bottom of the lineup. And that pitch hits him in the back. And that will score a run. So it is now 2-1. The Merchants have their first lead. And that is now the 8th free base runner.
That'll be the day for Wesley Harwell. That's a frustrating one. His 4th hit batsman of the game, and the lineup card turning over, he won't face the lineup a 3rd time, which is probably what the idea was for DeGallier right there. That one just gets away from him, and the Merchants have their first lead of the game.
So 2-1 lead, 4 hit by pitches, 4 walks, but only 2 runs given up by Wesley Harwell, and it will be Santiago Guedes Rodriguez coming into the ball game in a big spot. Another right-hander, but again, the ace for this team after the departure of Eli Hurst, who's going to Vanderbilt. So G-Rod coming in the bottom of the fourth. I don't know if he expected to come in this early, but now he's going to take some warm-up pitches with Peyton Barsotti.
Leads the team in innings pitched this year. Leads the team in strikeouts with 25. ERA of 4.90, but his last inning was in that Hawkers game. He came in only through 1 inning, and I think we both want to see him go a little longer than 1 inning. We've seen 4 scoreless out of him against the studs of all teams, and we've seen so many good outings from him when he's able to get length. We'll see if they go with that today. No one else is warming up in the pen right now for the Fish Sticks. That obviously could change, but G-Rod is a great option to have out of the bullpen, and he's getting put in a really tough spot right here.
So there was 2 gone with the runner on first here in the bottom of the fourth, and then Harwell would walk Blake Skinner, walked Maury Salam, and then hit Max Rotobaugh for the 2nd time today. 4 walks, 4 hit by pitches, 8 free base runners after 11 were given up on Saturday. We were keeping track of that throughout the game, and the same thing that bit them on Saturday is biting them again today. This pitching staff is just letting up too many free bases. So the bases will be loaded. There's 2 gone here in the bottom of the fourth, and the Merchants have a 2-1 lead.
If you're looking to limit free bases, G-Rod is the perfect guy to go to, and that's exactly what they did back on Saturday when they were trying to just keep guys off the base pass as they went with Santiago Guedes Rodriguez. He's got 25 Ks on the year and only 11 walks, which is likely the best strikeout to walk ratio on this team, maybe only contended by Isaac Watson, who's at 14 Ks and 4 walks.
So G-Rod's finishing up here with Peyton Barsotti. This is a tough situation for him to come into, but likely one of the best candidates on the Fish Sticks roster for this spot. Again, after dropping that 6-4 loss to the Northwest Honkers to drop them to 7-6 in PIL play, this is another opportunity for the Fish Sticks to try to climb up the rankings in the PIL after winning it all last year in 2025 for the first time. But back to the top of the order, it is Matthew McGovern, a guy with a lot of speed at the top of the lineup, now up with the bases loaded. G-Rod working from the stretch. His first pitch in there for strike 1. That's a great start.
So against righties, it's a bit more junky for G-Rod, and you'll probably see that come in later in the count here to McGovern. But against lefties, it's going to be all fastballs. Or not all fastballs, but mostly fastballs.
G-Rod comes set. Delivers the 0-1. Off speed. Fools McGovern. He swings through it for strike 2. So he is 1 strike away from getting out of the danger here in the bottom of the fourth. The bases are juiced. The Merchants just took their first lead after a hit by pitch scored a run. It is 2-1 here in the fourth. G-Rod trying to get out of the trouble. He gets the signal. Comes set, deep breath, delivers the 0-2, is fouled off, and McGovern stays alive.
That's a really good battle for McGovern. I mean, only the 2nd time we've seen the fastball from G-Rod, which is probably just a tick up in velocity from Wesley Harwell.
Another 0-2 incoming. G-Rod gets the signal. Another deep breath. Fires in the 0-2. Hit well to Tyler Eisenhut, who dives. He keeps it in front of him, but McGovern is going to beat it out. So Eisenhut might have saved a run, but another run will come across, and it is now 3-0 Merchants.
Merchants now lead by 2, and that's a tough play for Eisenhut, but that was in his mitt and just pops right out onto the turf, and then when he got up, bit of a slip. I'm not sure it mattered, though, because McGovern just has so much speed down the line right there. It is a really tough out.
So that run will be attributed to Wesley Harwell. The bases are still loaded. It's a 3-1 lead now for the Merchants. That'll bring up Gavin German as that off speed misses out for ball 1. So it's been a lengthy bottom of the fourth inning. TJ Armstrong's on deck. He would be the last to come up in the inning. That hasn't already come up. 3-1 here in the bottom of the fourth. There's still 2 gone, still bases loaded. That one is in there for strike 1. It's a 1-1 count.
That's the second infield single of the day for McGovern, which really just speaks to how fast he can move. And if there wasn't runners on second and third, he would probably have already broken.
1-1 count now to German. He's 0 for 1. He walked last inning in the third. That one misses outside for ball 2. There were 3 walks, and a hit by a pitch in this inning from Harwell. So far, just an infield single, but yet 2 runs have come across this inning for the Merchants. They lead it 3-1. Girod comes set, delivers right on the corner for strike 2. It's a 2-2 count.
That fastball is so good, and it has so much command, but we saw McGovern just kind of put it in play and let his speed do the talking for a base hit last time up. We'll see if Girod goes back to it in a 2-strike count.
Bases loaded, 2 gone, 1-2 count. Here for Gavin German. Girod delivers. It's bounced to short. Noah Coons gonna get it bounced over him. My goodness, that was a terrible bounce. 2 runs will come in, and the Merchants have a 5-1 lead. Coon was waiting for the third bounce on that grounder, and it just took a nasty hop. It was like there's a trampoline out there at short, and it bounced right over his head, and 2 more runs come across.
That's a tough hop for Noah Coon, but with how high that ball bounces, you got to get that when it's coming down if you're Coon. You can't trust a hop when it's coming up like that, especially with how high that ball is bouncing. That's a tough play for him, and it comes back to bite him. Merchants lead by 4.
McGovern also got to third, so it's first and third now with 2 gone as that one's whizzed in there for strike 1. Again, all those runs will be attributed to Wesley Harwell, who loaded things up in the bottom of the 4th inning. But since then, an infield single that scored a run and a bouncing ground ball that hopped over Noah Coon that scored 2 more. And it is 5-1 Merchants as that one is outside for ball 1.
So Guedes Rodriguez has forced 2 ground balls to the left side of the infield, neither of which turned into outs. Well, he's gotten 2 strike counts both times, and the Merchants just putting it in play and seeing what shakes out.
Here's the 1-1 to TJ Armstrong incoming. He already has an RBI today. That one is ripped foul. It almost hit Matthew McGovern at third. So 1-2 count now. This is not the first time that the Sticks have been 1 strike away from getting out of this inning. But 4 runs have come across in the bottom of the 4th, and the Merchants have a 5-1 lead. Waiting over at first base. Now Girod will take the mound.
And still no one moving around in the Fish Sticks bullpen either, so clearly this won't be the last inning of work for Santiago.
German at first, McGovern at third. There's 2 gone. Armstrong held back on that off speed. It is now a 2-2 count.
It's a really good take right there. And Guedes Rodriguez, I mean, he has that off-speed stuff that breaks away from righties, and we haven't seen too many batters be able to hold off like that.
2-2 incoming from Guedes Rodriguez. Runner holds at first. This one's popped way into the air to Rodrigo Montano. He's going to come in a little bit and make the grab in left field. So that will end a marathon. Bottom of the 4th inning. But not before 4 runs come across for the Everett Merchants, who have the 5-1 lead over the Fish Sticks going into the top of the 5th.
For over 15 years, As You Wish Electric has offered the comprehensive electrical solutions Seattle families trust. We are proud to announce that we can now also serve your plumbing, heating, and cooling needs. As we grow, we are committed to delivering the same knowledgeable and friendly experience that earned our spot as the region's top-rated electrical company. Contact As You Wish Electric Plumbing, Heating, and Air today to learn more.
Wendy's went back to the kitchen to give our famous spicy chicken sandwich a total upgrade. More crunch, more flavor, with heat that just hits. Is this our best spicy chicken ever? Looks like a yes to me. Spicy chicken just got better at Wendy's.
They always say, think happy thoughts. It's easy when you're a Wendy's Cookie Dough Frosty Fusion. I'm an instant dopamine hit. Get it? Dope-amine? Like cookie dough. I said like cookie dough! Happiness is a Cookie Dough Frosty Fusion at Wendy's.
Once upon a home in the Issaquah Highlands, the Parkers used Thumbtack for a new kitchen island. Now the pizza is cooking and the kids are excited. Thank goodness for Thumbtack and all it provided. Start your home story on Thumbtack.
Here in the top of the fifth at Everett Stadium, or Funko Field as they call it, for the home of the Everett Aqua Sox, the single A affiliate for the Seattle Mariners. Kyle Sweeney and Angus Trangmo back with you for more action for Fish Sticks baseball. But right now, the Fish Sticks find themselves down 5-1 going into the top of the fifth after 4 runs come across in the bottom of the fourth inning for the Merchants.
Yeah, and a couple tough breaks. I mean, they put in Santiago Guedes Rodriguez after a hit batter brings in a run, and a couple ground balls forced by Guedes Rodriguez, which is what he does so well. It's just one was hit a little too hard for Tyler Eisenhut to make the play, and then one just skips off the glove of Noah Kung, and 2 runs score on the E6.
So 8-9-1 due up. Eisenhut is up, and it is a 1-1 count now to Tyler Eisenhut. He struck out swinging back in the second inning. His first game back after missing a couple of games due to a hamstring injury suffered back on Thursday. Swinging, this one's popped into right field. That should be easy for Max Patterson, and it is for out number 1. So after a long bottom of the fourth, Ryder Vane had a lot of time to think things over. He gets a quick out of Eisenhut for the first out in the top of the fifth.
And regarding whether or not Vane is going to stay in this game down the stretch, not only is there no one warming up in the Merchants bullpen, there's no one even hanging out over there. So clearly Vane is the only option for this team right now, and no reason to take him out. He's pitched well.
First pitch swinging in lines into right field for a base hit is Alex Hamada. That was the 60th pitch for Ryder Vane here in the fifth inning, and Hamada is aboard.
And now Gullard, who is probably the only guy that's really seen Ryder Vane well today, comes up. Gullard 2 for 2 coming into this AB.
Had a leadoff double back in the first to start this game off, would eventually come around to score on an RBI ground out from Rodrigo Montano. And then he hit a single and stole a base back in the third. Hamada stays put at first. That one just catches the inside part of the zone for strike 1 to Rylan Gullard. So Gullard collects his 31st and 32nd hits of the season. Now leads everyone on the team by 12 hits. Up to .320 batting average on the year is the Linfield product, and checks over to Alex Hamada at first, who slides in safely.
I don't think I've seen a pitcher in quite a while like Vane that uses the pickoff moves so often and also so effectively. It seems like every throw on a pickoff has been right on the money from him.
Gullard had to move away from that one to avoid it hitting him, so it's 1-1 now. Taking a look over at Coach Mark Lynn at third base. We saw Eisenhut square away to bunt. We've seen Gullard square away to a bunt a couple of times, but as good of a hitter he is, we would rather see him just swing away.
Especially since he's 2 for 2 today. I don't think that we give him any bunt signs.
That one just catches the outside part of the zone for strike 2. That was an off speed that started high and then curled down in the zone at the last second from Ryder Vane. So 1-2 count, 1 gone. Alex Hamada over at first base here in the top of the fifth. The Sticks are down 5-1. Vane checks over at first base again.
It's another close play on a pickoff from Vane today. It's really been impressive, but Gullard, both of his hits in this game have come with 2 strikes, and finding himself in a 1-2 count right now.
1-2, almost hits Gullard again. It is a 2-2 count now. Gullard, another multi-hit game already after that double in the first and single in the third. The Sticks need base runners now after falling behind quickly 5-1 after 4 came across in the bottom of the fourth. Swing and a miss from Rylan Gullard. You don't see that very often. That's strike 3 and the second out of the inning.
And probably a rare chase from Gullard as well. It looked like that fastball might have missed high if he just left it be, but that's a big out right there for Ryder Vane. And now we'll see Rodrigo Montano, who's 0 for 2 on the day.
Did have that RBI ground out that scored Gollard back in the first inning. That's the lone run for the Sticks. That one's outside for strike one. Ryder Vane has been painting the outside corner this inning. And he continues to build on a strong start after that leadoff double and run from Gollard, who he just sat down last at bat. He tries to go back to pick off Alex Hamada. That was a close play, but Hamada's in safely.
He's so good at that. He's got to be the best pickoff move in the PIL that we've seen this year. He does it so often, and it's a close play every time.
He already picked off Jace Rainey at second base, who's on deck back in the first inning. That one's outside for ball one. So 1-1 with 2 gone here in the top of the 5th inning for the Fish Sticks. After their 6-4 loss to the Honkers on Saturday, are down 5-1 to the Merchants here tonight. Off speed, popped up in foul territory, but there's plenty of room at third base. Skinner will make the third out of the inning, and it is a foul out from Rodrigo Montano that ends the top of the 5th. So still a 5-1 deficit for the Fish Sticks going into the bottom of the 5th.
You ever wonder how Crispy gets to the fryer for games? He uses King County Metro's Rapid Ride H-Line. King County Metro, the official commute of your DubSea Fish Sticks.
Once upon a home in a Seattle bungalow, the Huffs searched on Thumbtack to find their next pro. Now the job is all done and the table is set. The hot dogs taste better on their fancy new deck. Start your home story on Thumbtack.
Back here in the bottom of the 5th inning in Everett, Kyle Sweeney and Angus Trengmo with you for this one once again. And a 5-1 lead now for the Merchants and entering dangerous territory as we go to the second half of this ballgame.
Yeah, 4 runs in the bottom of the 4th. And although Santiago Guedes Rodriguez came in and did what he could to get out of that jam, it just turned into an infield single and an error that brought in the final 3 runs of that frame. It starts with 8 free passes issued by Wesley Harwell in 3 2/3, and it's the same old story from the game on Saturday.
So after having 2 gone with just 1 base runner on in the bottom of the 4th, and this game tied at 1 apiece, Wesley Harwell, who started the game, would go on to walk 2 straight batters and then hit 1 in the back for the 2nd straight time. That was Max Rodabaugh at the bottom of the order. That scored the 2nd run of the game for the Merchants, and then Santiago Guedes Rodriguez came in relief. Matthew McGovern, another infield single that scored the 3rd run of the game. And then Gavin German bounced a ground ball that hopped over Noah Kuhn's head and bounced off his glove, and that was 2 more that came in, the final 2 of the inning. But a 5-1 lead now for the Merchants, who are up again here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
No signs of a home plate ump. Oh, he's just adjusting the mask over there. There's a bit of a shelf in front of us, and he was right up against the backstop. I couldn't see him. I thought I was losing my mind there for a second, but the home plate up is on the field. Don't worry.
He just doesn't want to see another free base runner given up by the Fish Sticks today. They have given up 8 total free base runners already, 4 hit by pitches and 4 walks after giving up 11 on Saturday. That is the name of the game right now. Again, especially after 2 great wins over the Studs and the Blackfins on Thursday and Friday. Right now, that is just their issue on the pitching side of things. So Jack Johnson will lead things off. I want to fire as many of them out as I can before he's out. He has had 2 quick outs already. He grounded out to Braden Bartholomew at first and then popped out to right field back in the 4th. He led things off in the 4th inning and was on deck when the inning ended. So here's the 1-1. That just catches the outside corner for strike 2.
That is the fastball from G-Rod that we have come to know and love up here in the booth. And even to righties, I mean, it has a bit of inside break that comes in on righties, but it's so hard to read.
G-Rod takes a deep breath, fires in the 1-2 just outside, and the count will even out.
That's a really good take from Jack Johnson right there. I mean, almost the exact same pitch that G-Rod just fired in for a strike, just a hair or two outside off the plate.
So G-Rod's sitting, waiting, wishing for a strikeout here. It is 2-2 count to Jack Johnson. And that's outside for ball 3. That is my favorite Jack Johnson song, by the way.
Okay.
Yes.
Glad
If you want to get into Jack Johnson,
covered that.
it's a great song. Good. Banana Pancakes, probably his most famous. Upside Down and Better Together, those are also great. Better Together is the Curious George song, I believe, if I'm not wrong.
I don't know, man. Don't ask me.
So here's the payoff pitch with nobody gone, and Jack Johnson is retired. Strike 3 called on the outside corner for the first out of the bottom of the 5th.
And another outside fastball. Those pitches varied by barely anything on the outside third, but G-Rod just located enough of them that last one on the payoff barely catches a piece of the zone at strike 3. That pitch is so good.
One gone now in the bottom of the 5th inning. Luke Rolyanisic will come to the plate.
Got any punts for this one?
I don't. I just make sure I pronounce it right every time he comes up to the plate. He takes a look at strike 1. Rolyanisic hit by a pitch and walked in this game. He also scored the first run of the 4th inning, the first of 4. And that is why the Merchants have a 5-1 lead. G-Rod fires in, swing and a miss for strike 2. And now G-Rod's starting to look like what we usually expect him to look like. Operating quickly and building on his team's strikeout lead with that strikeout of Jack Johnson.
That's his 26th of the year. And in that 4th inning, he didn't really do too much wrong. He forced a couple weak ground balls and then a fly out that got him out of the frame.
That one's up high for ball 1, so it's a 1-2 count. Rolyanisic, another RMAC guy attending Metro State. We've shouted out the RMAC way more than I thought we would this summer. Again, a great Division II conference in Colorado. Fastball, try to zip it in there, but just misses high for ball 2.
Yeah, G-Rod's going to take a lap here. And 2-2, we saw him go back to the outside fastballs against Johnson. And don't be surprised if he does the exact same thing right here.
Against Jack Johnson, of all people. G-Rod fires into 2-2, swung on and missed for strike 3. 2 straight strikeouts for G-Rod, and quickly 2 gone in the bottom of the 5th.
And that's the exact same pitch he struck out Johnson with, except that one was swinging, and Johnson was sat down looking. But it's that outside fastball that has that inside break on righties, and it is so nasty.
Great start to the bottom of the 5th inning for Santiago Guedes Rodriguez, showing off why he has become the ace for this team. 2 away now for Max Patterson, who takes a look at ball 1.
Try to go back to it right there, but when he's missed those, he hasn't missed by much, and I think that's what matters because it's forcing swings. We haven't seen too many chases from this Merchants squad, and you just got to do anything in your power to get them to start chasing pitches.
G-Rod fires in the 1-0. That's in the dirt for ball 2. Patterson, again, the former Wenatchee Apple Sox guy that we saw 2 weeks ago. Again, part of that 24-2 victory that kind of forced a hard reset for the Fish Sticks. That was their worst loss of the season by far.
Funny enough, I think we can see the I-5 exit for Highway 2 over to Wenatchee.
We can.
Yeah,
actually, that
from
is
the
a great
stadium.
eye.
Yeah.
As Patterson fouls that away, it's a 2-1 count. But yeah, that is the Sammamish Wenatchee exit all the way out there. Wow. I don't know how you saw that.
Well, I was driving back from Best Buy because we needed to get an adapter for the broadcast today. I was driving back from Best Buy. I was just like, oh, that's interesting. That's the road to Wenatchee. We were just there.
I don't think the Sticks want to return.
No. They're cool without going back.
That one catches the corner of the zone. The count is 2-2 now to Max Patterson. So G-Rod 1 strike away from striking out the side here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Patterson struck out last inning. G-Rod the 2-2, And that catches a piece. It almost looked
like... I think they're going to say he leaned in. Wow.
That's what I was just about to say. It looked like Patterson leaned into that pitch. And so that will be called strike 3. It was an off-speed pitch from G-Rod. Patterson, it looked like it might have caught an inside part of the zone. It fully looked like he leaned into the pitch, and that will be the end of the inning.
So we're going to have a conference between the Merchants head coach and the home plate up here over that pitch. And I think we both saw the same thing, that left elbow just turned in just a little bit. I don't think it got over the threshold of the batter's box, which is, I think, what the Merchants head coach is arguing. But there was a bit of lean. That's like a half and half ruling. You're only going to see that half the time, and that time it benefits the fish sticks. Does that count as a strikeout?
That was going to be my next question. I'm not sure. Well, you're the official scorekeeper, so why don't you take a look?
We're on the road, so hopefully I'm not. But that is such an interesting thing. I mean, strike 3, is that just a strike, or is he out like on the other?
I'm not sure. Yeah. That would be, again, G-Rod's third strikeout of the inning. So he would strike out the side if that were ruled a strikeout. So we're going to the top of the 6th. It is 5-1 Merchants, again, after their 4-run bottom of the 4th inning. It is 3-4-5 due up right now for the Sticks. It'll be Jace Rainey, Noah Benedict, and Braden Bartholomew, as Angus actively is looking up whether a pitch that runs in and hits a batter. So it is ruled a strikeout. Okay, there we go. So Max Patterson leaned into a pitch that hit him on the elbow. The umpire ruled it strike 3. And I guess that is strike 3, technically.
It is. It is a strikeout by MLB rules, which is what we play here in the PIL. And now that means G-Rod strikes out the side. He increases his team lead in Ks to 28, which is really impressive in 19 2/3 innings of work.
So Jace Rainey back for his 3rd plate appearance of the summer and 3rd this game. This is his team debut this summer. Had a single back in the 1st. He stole 2nd and then was picked off the next pitch by Ryder Vane, who was back out for his 6th inning of work as the starter. And Rainey swings through strike 1.
Vane, I think, really has only gotten better as this game has gone on. We saw the same thing from Dylan Vele back at home for the Honkers.
Rainey would strike out swinging back in the 3rd. The Sticks need base runners. It is a 5-1 deficit for them now in the 6th inning. Things took a downward spiral in the bottom of the 4th. With 2 gone, the Merchants manufactured a 2-out rally and plated 4. So 1-1 count now to Rainey. Dives out of the way last second. That would have hit him. And it's a 2-1 count.
That's something the Merchants are really good at, is staying in and getting hit by pitches. They almost are too good at it after Patterson was called out on leaning in, but they've been hit by 4 pitches today. I mean, that's got to say something, right?
That is swung on and fouled back by Rainey. Yeah, 4 hit by pitches and 4 walks given up by Wesley Harwell, the starting pitcher for the Fish Sticks. So another 2-2 now incoming from Ryder Vane to Jace Rainey. Vane delivers. That almost hits Rainey again, and the count will fill up.
When Vane misses, he likes to miss inside, especially to the inside half on righty hitters. And we've seen quite a few of those pitches where they run in, maybe up and in on a hitter, but that's just the way he pitches.
Here's the payoff. This one's grounded towards the left side of the infield, and that'll get through for a base hit. 2nd of the day for Jace Rainey, and he is aboard as the leadoff man.
And you can expect a bit of cat and mouse between Rainey and Vane here on 1st and on the mound. Vane's got that nasty pickoff move that he already got Rainey out on over at 2nd base, and Rainey's got all kinds of speed, already stole a base on Vane today.
So that ball wasn't hit particularly well, but it found a gap between the shortstop, Gavin German, and the 3rd baseman, Blake Skinner. The leadoff man in the top of the 6th inning, Jace Rainey, is aboard. That'll bring up Noah Benedict. And that just catches a piece of the plate for strike 1. Benedict's been on both times tonight. He singled back in the first on a 3-2 count and then forced a walk back in the fourth.
We saw Cody Snow go 113 pitches deep as the starter on Friday, and then we saw 105 from Dylan Vele, and Ryder Vane now at 75.
There is some action in the bullpen, another right-hander for the Merchants. So here in the top of the sixth inning, nobody out. Jace Rennie already has a stolen base. He's at first, and it's a 5-1 lead for the Merchants. Fish Sticks trying to make another comeback. That one just catches the inside corner for strike 2.
That's a really good pitch. I mean, that's something that Noah Benedict can't really do anything with, and now Vane ahead.
1-2 count incoming to Noah Benedict. He is 6 for his last 9 from the dish. He's hitting cleanup today. That one rings up Benedict. He swings and misses at strike 3. An off speed in the dirt. A great pitch from Vane, and that's out number 1.
We've seen that off speed really good, but particularly in the first few innings, that's what he was turning to a lot, and that's the first time we've seen it for a K in quite some time.
5th strikeout of the night for Vane. That'll bring up Braden Bartholomew. Bartholomew has grounded into a double play and struck out looking tonight. Not his best work. He swings and misses at strike 1. Again, another guy that, along with Benedict, came into this game scorching hot. Was 8 for his last 14 from the plate. Got his batting average all the way up to 244 on the year. Also leads the team with 4 home runs on the season. Check swing foul, so quickly behind 0-2.
Bartholomew, obviously just one of the most unlucky streaks at the plate we've both ever seen from a baseball player to start this summer, but recently he has just been swinging it so well, and you'd love to see him put something into a gap right here.
0-2 count with 1 gone. Rainey will stay at first. Check swing. Bartholomew held up. The appeal to the first base umpire not successful, so a 1-2 count.
I think that's also kind of been part of his comeback at the plate this year, is he's hitting a lot better with 2 strikes. We saw quite a few Ks from him.
1-2 count here in the top of the 6th inning. There's 1 gone, and the Fish Sticks trail 5-1. Off speed is popped straight in the air to second base. I think it would have been an infield fly rule anyway. That'll be out number 2.
You could hear the Fish Sticks dugout get super loud and super worried right there, and that's because Jace Rainey was halfway to second base on a pop fly in the infield. Almost turned 2, but he gets back, and now Noah Kung will come up.
So after a leadoff single to Rainey to start the top of the 6th, Ryder Vane struck out Noah Benedict and forced an infield pop-up from Braden Bartholomew. That will bring up Kung with 2 down. Again, Rainey stays put. Noah Kung takes a look at strike 1 in the inside corner.
That's a really good pitch as well. I mean, the inside third, I think, is where Vane likes to operate. At least today, that's been where he's made his money.
Kung walked back in the 4th. He lined out to center his last time up. Rainey takes off again. The throw right on the money. What a throw from Max Rodabaugh, throwing from his knees. And Jace Rainey is caught stealing. That will end the inning. So to the bottom of the 6th we go here at Everett. The Merchants with a 5-1 lead.
Oh, Audrey, look over there.
Where? Oh, a whole herd of Rainier beers.
Not herds, Audrey. Rainier's come in 6-packs.
Oh,
Wake up, Harley.
Harley, look at the Rainiers. Oh, they're just so fresh and friendly.
You ever wonder how Crispy gets to the fryer for games? He uses King County Metro's Rapid Ride H-Line. King County Metro, the official commute of your DubSea Fish Sticks.
For over 15 years, As You Wish Electric has offered the comprehensive electrical solutions Seattle families trust. We are proud to announce that we can now also serve your plumbing, heating, and cooling needs. As we grow, we are committed to delivering the same knowledgeable and friendly experience that earned our spot as the region's top-rated electrical company. Contact As You Wish Electric Plumbing, Heating, and Air today to learn more.
Bottom of the 6th inning here in Everett. Atticus Stanfield is now coming in. The left-hander will relieve Santiago Guedes Rodriguez. So the third pitcher in now for interim head coach Mark Lynn. And the Everett Merchants have a 5-1 lead over the Fish Sticks in the bottom of the 6th.
Santiago Guedes Rodriguez throws 30 pitches today. He goes an inning in the 3rd, and he strikes out the side in the 5th. This is a guy that's gone 4 scoreless innings before this season. This is a guy that started all kinds of games, and he comes out. So I think he's starting to kind of evolve into a bullpen role this year, which is something I don't think either of us were expecting.
So he is pulled earlier than we imagined. And Atticus Stanfield will now make his 4th appearance of the season. 7 2/3 innings. Has allowed 3 hits, but 3 earned runs because he has walked 6 in those 7 2/3 innings, but has struck out 8. So 4th appearance for the lefty Stanfield, the first lefty from either side today. As Blake Skinner shows bunt, and in there for strike 1.
7-8-9 due up for the Merchants, and this was the part of the lineup that really got the train moving in that 4th inning.
Stanfield off speed, almost hits Skinner for ball 1. 1-1 count now. Skinner walked and scored a run back in the 4th. Again, a 4-run inning that has been the difference so far. This one is dribbled right back to Stanfield. He's going to jog over and flip it to Bartholomew at first base for out number 1.
Good start to the day. All it takes is 3 pitches for his first out of the evening, and I mean, that's what the Fish Sticks need with 7 games in the next 7 days, counting this one.
So Maurice Salam will now step to the dish. He also walked and scored a run back in the 4th. It was the start of 2 straight walks and a hit by pitch from Atticus, or not Atticus Stanfield, but Wesley Harwell, the starting pitcher. He would be pulled after that. That one is whizzed in the inside part of the zone for strike 1 to Salam. So it's 5-1 Merchants. The Fish Sticks looking to avoid losing their 2nd straight game in PIL play. That one's fouled off, and Salam is quickly behind 0-2. But 2 straight losses after beating the top 2 teams in the PIL on Thursday and Friday in the Studs and the Blackfins would deal a major blow to the Fish Sticks team this late into the season.
It would, but 1 run in 6 innings. I mean, we talked about how this Merchants pitching staff has been good all year, and they've been as advertised today. So down the stretch, maybe against this Merchants bullpen, the Fish Sticks are going to have to start putting base runners on anyway. But it also starts with limiting the free passes, which Stanfield, obviously the early stages of his outing, but doing a good job so far.
1-2 fouled off, and Salam will stay alive. So the Merchants came into this game 7-8 overall, but have won 5 of their last 7 games. And we mentioned it in the beginning of the broadcast, but it's because of their pitching staff. They have just a 4.37 team ERA. And going back to last week, they allowed 3 or less runs in 4 straight games and are holding the Fish Sticks to 1 right now. It's a 5-1 lead for Everett. As that 1-2 is high, now a 2-2 count to Maurice Salam.
Part of why Everett has forced so many free passes today is because they've been really disciplined at the plate, more disciplined than we've seen a team against the Fish Sticks in quite some time.
This one's grounded towards Noah Kung. He fields the hop and throws across the diamond. A big stretch from Bartholomew. The throw was to the left, but that'll be out number 2.
Bartholomew is obviously a really good fielder, probably the best on the team this summer. And another good fielder is out there now for the Fish Sticks. Beckett Turnbow is coming to the game over at 3rd base.
So Turnbow replaces Tyler Eisenhut. And it looks like Riley Sonoy is in left field, replacing Rodrigo Montano. So 2 substitutions in the field for interim head coach Mark Lynn, as we will turn over the card to the 7th inning. And that is strike one, a 1-1 count now here in the bottom of the 6th to Max Rodabaugh.
1-2-3 inning would be huge for Stanfield and the Fish Sticks right here.
G-Rod struck out the side in order in the 5th. And now Rodabaugh is 1 strike away from another 1-2-3 inning. Atticus Stanfield coming in to relieve Santiago Guedes Rodriguez. Been a high strikeout guy this season. And boy, it looks like there was another one right there. The entire Fish Sticks infield was preparing to run back into the dugout. It looks like that off-speed curled in for strike 3. Instead, it's a 2-2 count. Stanfield delivers the 2-2, another off-speed that's outside, and the count will fill up.
That 1-2 offering was, I don't know if it was a strike or not, but it's important for Stanfield to respond after thinking he was out of the inning.
Here's the payoff with 2 gone. This one's lined hard right at Alex Hamada. He makes the play at his knees and fires over to first. It's another 1-2-3 inning from the Fish Sticks. This time around, it's Atticus Stanfield. And to the top of the 7th we go. The Fish Sticks are trailing 5-1.
That is a super clean inning from Stanfield on the mound. Just 1 inning after G-Rod does the same thing, but the Fish Sticks are going to have to start to get the bats going. Rylan Gullard basically manufactured a run by himself with a double to lead off this game and then advancing on a wild pitch and scoring on a ground out by Rodrigo Montano. And outside of that, the Fish Sticks haven't been able to get anything going on the base paths. They haven't even had a runner at third since then. So at some point, the bats need to start going for the Sticks team. And it looks like Vane is out there for the 7th, which, I mean, 83 pitches through 6, and he's worked super well in those 6 innings. Although there is an arm hot for the Merchants, I don't see any reason to take him out right here.
Yeah, Pearson, a right-hander, is in the bullpen. We've seen him there for about an inning now for the Merchants. He's been the first guy that's been up. So Vane is out for another inning of work. It is 6, 7, 8 due up for the Sticks. Noah Kung, Peyton Barsotti, and then it'll be Beckett Turnbow in place of Tyler Eisenhut in the 8-hole.
Turnbow has started to turn his season around at the plate as well. So Eisenhut and Turnbow, kind of similar arcs to the season at the dish, and now Turnbow will come in. He had such a good game with the glove over at third on Friday.
So Kung will step to the plate first. He's 0 for 1 with a walk in the 4th. He was actually at the dish to end the top of the 6th inning, but that was when Jace Rainey was gunned down at second base trying to swipe his 2nd bag of the game. So Kung will come back out once again to start the top of the 7th inning. It is a 5-1 lead for the Everett Merchants. The Fish Sticks in danger of losing their 2nd straight PIL game and dropping to 500 in PIL play on the season. So they've got 9 outs to make up 4 runs. They've done it before. They were down 7-0 in the bottom of the 7th on Thursday against the PIL leading Studs before making a miraculous comeback to win 9-8. Can they do it again? And it starts out with a ball to Noah Kung.
Vane, I mean, we haven't seen too many control issues from him today. Only 2 walks to go along with 5 Ks, but Fish Sticks are going to have to stay disciplined against him and kind of just run up the pitch count because he's operating really well.
1-1 count now after that off-speed slides in on the inside corner to Noah Kung. He delivers same pitch, same location, and Kung fouls it off. He's behind 1-2.
Got to think he won't go back to that. If he does throw that pitch, it'll be looking for a chase from Kung.
5-1 lead for the Merchants. It has been on the back of Ryder Vane, who is out for his 7th inning of work as the starter. That one bounces off the dirt. It'll be a 2-2 count.
I already mentioned this, but if Vane throws 13 more pitches in this game, he would be the 3rd straight starter to go 100-plus pitches against the Fish Sticks in the past 4 days.
The sun is starting to set here on a beautiful night just north of Seattle, and Coon will stay alive with another foul ball. And here at Funko Field in Everett, home of the Everett Aqua Sox, the single-A affiliate for the Seattle Mariners. It's a beautiful park, probably the biggest one just by size that the Fish Sticks will play at this season. Another 2-2. Coon out to right center field. McGovern chasing after it at the track, and he'll make the grab. So good contact from Noah Coon once again, and once again McGovern making a nice play, and that's out number 1.
I think there's probably a reason that the Everett Merchants only have 2 home runs on the season is because while those walls are tall out there, they're also pretty deep. So not a lot of balls that are able to reach those tall walls, and we haven't seen anyone for either team take advantage of them today.
It's 325 down the left field line and 329 down the right field line, but 357 in center and then 390 to left center field. That's the deepest part of the park. And then 330 in right center has the scoreboard, and that's the tallest wall of the bunch. So Peyton Barsotti steps to the plate. He's quickly behind 0-1. Check swing, and he went. So quickly behind 0-2 is Peyton Barsotti. It looked like he held up there.
Home plate umpire just took it into his own hands. I think the Fish Sticks dugout was asking just send that over to the guy over at first base.
0-2 with 1 gone here in the top of the 7th for Peyton Barsotti. That's in there. Another check swing. He didn't go that time. So 1-2 count now.
Definitely held off right there. And although Coon was out and Barsotti's behind, they have been Fish Sticks hitters have been a little more disciplined here in the 7th, but base runners are all that matter right now.
Barsotti going back to St. Mary's for his sophomore year next season, just kind of lunges at that in the inside part of the zone, and it goes foul. He's kind of laughing about it walking back to the batter's box. That was an awkward swing, but he stays alive.
And that's almost a lease on life because that is not the best swing we're going to see from Peyton Barsotti this year, and he's still alive as that dribbles foul down the first base line.
Another 1-2 incoming from Ryder Vane to Peyton Barsotti. Delivers. Barsotti gets a good piece of it, but rips it foul past the third base line.
They're really making Ryder Vane work here in the 7th. First it was Coon, now it's Barsotti.
It's a 5-1 lead for the Merchants. In the top of the 7th, the Fish Sticks trying to make a comeback. Another 1-2. This one skied in the air. Rodabaugh is going to take a look, but it's out of play.
Ooh, look out.
And the kids are flocking to the ball.
Sounded like a 7-car pileup below us, man. That was loud.
That's the first ball we've seen into the bleachers today. Again, a lot of them for the Aqua Sox here at Funko Field. Another 1-2 incoming now with 1 gone. Vane delivers, swung on and missed. It's strike 3 to Peyton Barsotti. That's the 2nd out of the inning.
It's a really good pitch as Riley Sonoy will come up here in the 8-hole. I think we thought Becca Turnbow would be hitting here just because this is where Tyler Eisenhut was hitting, but Sonoy, who came in for Montano out in left, hitting 8th, which means Becca Turnbow will be hitting 2nd after Rylan Gillard.
So the lefty Sonoy steps into the batter's box for the first time today. Takes a look at ball 1 high in the zone. Sonoy, this is now his 4th game back, returning from a groin injury. And he has been struggling since then. This one ripped to the first baseman, TJ Armstrong. He's going to make the easy play, step on first base. And a 1-2-3 inning for Ryder Vane, who is through 7. And to the bottom of the 7th we go. The Merchants hold a 5-1 lead.
Oh, Audrey, look over there.
Where? Oh, a whole herd of reindeer beers.
Not herds, Audrey. Rainier's come in 6-packs.
Oh,
Wake up, Harley.
Harley, look at the reindeers. Oh, they're just so fresh and friendly.
To the bottom of the 7th we go. Atticus Stanfield is out for another inning of work for the DubSea Fish Sticks. Kyle Sweeney and Angus Trangmo with you for another late night game for the Fish Sticks this summer. But right now they are in danger of dropping 2 pretty important games to 2 teams below them in the PIL standings as the Merchants hold a 5-1 lead.
Yeah, and the Merchants are 6 outs away from evening up with the Fish Sticks in the PIL standings. Again, Fish Sticks came into this game 7-6 in PIL play. Merchants 7-8, and both these teams will be sitting at 500 with 3 matchups against one another coming in the next 2 weeks or so. So this is a pretty important game just to stay in the race, but also stay afloat because the Fish Sticks, I mean, 2 huge wins, probably the 2 biggest wins of the year on Thursday and Friday. But after that Honkers loss on Saturday, it felt a little demoralized in the Friar, and I think it has carried over. But credit to Ryder Vane, 7 innings out of the Merchants starter and only 1 run given up.
It was Rylan Gollard who ripped a leadoff double and would score on the next at-bat. That was in the top of the 1st, and since then, Vane has completely shut down the Fish Sticks lineup. Our runner hasn't even reached third base, like you said last inning, since then. And right now, the Merchants are ahead 5-1 after 4 runs were plated in the bottom of the 4th inning, thanks to 2 walks and a hit by pitch. And then a couple of infield singles scored 4 in that inning. Stanfield delivers. First pitch swinging is Matthew McGovern back to the top of the lineup, and Beckett Turnbow comes in for Tyler Eisenhut and makes the quick out number 1.
It's another quick out for Stanfield, and that's all he's done today. And that's 4 outs for him in 16 pitches. So it's a really good boost out of the pen for the Fish Sticks today. And it looks like Isaac Watson is getting set to go for the Sticks over in the pen.
So that is now 8 straight retired for the Merchants. It's Santiago Guedes Rodriguez who struck out the side in the 5th. He also got the last out in the 4th, and then 4 straight now for Atticus Stanfield in relief as that's outside for ball 1 to Gavin German. German back in the 4th inning bounced a ground ball over to short in Noah Kung, and on the 3rd bounce, it just bounced right over his head like a trampoline and scored 2 runs. Those are the last 2 runs in this ball game. It's 5-1 Merchants. Off speed too high. And it is 3-0 now to German.
Wesley Harwell started this game, and although there's only going to be 2 earned runs against him, those 8 free passes, especially in that 4th inning where I believe he issued 3 of them, were just killers. And there's another one right there from Stanfield. I believe that's his first of the day. But we said this countless times in the Honkers game that this pitching staff needs to limit walks and hit by pitches, but you can't really blame the pitching staff when there's 1 run on the board in the 7th inning.
So that'll bring up TJ Armstrong after the 5th walk of the game, and Wesley Harwell also hit 4 batters. So 9 free base runners now in this game, as that's strike 1 on the inside corner to Armstrong. 0 for 3 tonight is TJ Armstrong, but he did have an RBI ground out that scored the Merchants' first run of the game back in the 1st inning. He's hitting .346 this summer. Stanfield will check over at first to Gavin German. So that's the 3rd time that German has reached base in this ball game, and he's over at first with 1 gone. Here's the 0-1. That's low. It gets past Barsotti. Kind of a careless mistake, and German takes his bag.
It's really the first mistake we've seen from Peyton Barsotti behind the plate all day. He's had a really clean game. Threw out a runner at second base earlier in this one as well. So really good work from him with the mitt today, but that's his first slip up, and it puts a runner in scoring position.
1-1 count now with 1 gone to TJ Armstrong, who's batting in the 3-hole tonight. German now on second base. The Merchants looking to extend their 5-1 lead here in the 7th. Stanfield shaking off a couple of pitches. Now he fires in the 1-1 just off the inside corner for ball 2.
Good location, but it did miss just inside. It was a good frame from Barsotti as well to try and get that call, but we saw Wesley Harwell kind of get into the same rhythm of
missing pitches in that 4th inning. And with Watson ready, don't be surprised if DeGallier turns to Watson after this batter if he does reach base.
This ball is hit hard to left field. Sonoy is tracking. He's at the track, and he'll make the grab. German's going to tag up at second base. He'll get to third, but boy, that ball looked like it had a chance off the bat. Armstrong's looking for his second home run of the summer, but that'll be the second out of the inning.
Yeah, it just stands up right before the wall, and that pitch was in the heart. So Armstrong saw it well, but just not enough, and Sonoy makes the play out there. Now a runner on third, but a huge second out for Stanfield, and that just continues. I mean, outside of that walk, continues a pretty good day for Atticus Stanfield out of the pen, which is exactly what the Fish Sticks needed out of him to stay in this game.
So German over to third. He tagged up on that last play. He walked and then advanced on a pass ball and then tagged up. So he's at third base with 2 gone here in the top of the 7th inning. And Jack Johnson, to my utmost sadness, is being replaced. And the new batter for the Merchants is Lockwood, number 1. So Jack Johnson, you will forever be in my playlist and in my heart. And
it's not him, you know.
I know it's not him, but it's just the thought of Jack. And, you know, Jack Johnson on the Merchants, I wish you all the best. You have a great name. That is ball 1 to Lockwood, who's coming in. This is now the cleanup spot for the Merchants. That one is outside for ball 2. So behind 2-0 now is Atticus Stanfield. Again, with 2 outs, this is where the Merchants poured on in the bottom of the 4th inning with those 4 runs. They scored all 4 with 2 gone. As the 2-0 is low for ball 3. This would be double-digit free bases allowed by the Fish Sticks pitching staff for the 2nd straight game if this were to advance into a walk. It is a 3-0 count. And that is in the dirt for ball 4. So 2 double digits we have reached for the 2nd straight game in free bases allowed. It is now 1st and 3rd with 2 gone, and DeGallier is going to go to the pen.
Yeah, I like this move from DeGallier. I mean, Stanfield threw a strong 1 2/3, but a couple walks, now finds himself in a jam. And in a 4-run deficit, you're just trying to keep your team in the game. And with the free passes being an issue again, this is a good guy to put in Isaac Watson. 14 Ks on the year and only 4 walks.
So an array of claps from the Fish Sticks faithful who have traveled up here to Everett for tonight's game. A good number of them down the first base line adjacent to the Fish Sticks dugout. But now back to the righty and Isaac Watson, who's facing 2 down with runners on 1st and 3rd, and Luke Rolyanisic up to the plate.
Nailed it.
Thank you.
Watson had an outing against the Washington A's. Not this last homestand, but the homestand before, where he went 3 innings of relief in what was pretty low leverage stuff, but 6 Ks, didn't allow a hit in all 3 of those innings. It's some of the nastiest stuff we've seen all year, and Watson had a homer in the Fish Sticks last outing, now back out on the mound, and comes in a position where Lynn and DeGallier and the team are kind of just counting on him to keep the Fish Sticks within striking distance.
So it's a 5-1 deficit for the Fish Sticks. The Merchants now here in the bottom of the 7th inning are threatening again at 1st and 3rd with 2 gone. Rolyanisic will come to the plate. And as you said, Watson, we've seen him at 3rd base to start the year. We've seen him at 1st over the past couple of weeks or so. He blasted a 2-run home run against the Honkers to tie things up just a couple of days ago. And now he's on the mound in a high leverage situation. So the sun has left the ballpark. It's still shining on the mountains out there in the distance and on the I-5 exit signal that you promptly pointed out a couple innings ago, the Sammamish-Wenatchee exit.
Can you see it on our stream? There's a speck of green.
Yeah, that's
just past the center field wall. If you have the eyes of, I mean, you got to have the greatest vision ever to see it on that stream. Wow. Maybe I'm asking a little too much right there, but I promise you it says Wenatchee.
So Rolyanisic will come up to the plate. Gavin German on third base. And Jack Johnson's replacement over at first. Again, rest in peace to Jack Johnson. Well, not actually rest in peace, but Lockwood over at first, who came in to pinch hit in the cleanup spot. Watson, first pitch swing. This one's popped up.
That might come find us.
And out of play. This is going to not land in front of us. Where did that go?
I don't know. It seems like we would have heard it if it hit the top of the press box. It must have just cleared the whole thing.
Still waiting on our first ball to enter the booth, which has not anywhere. We are now 26 games in. And Watson slipped on the dirt, and so that ball was way outside for ball one. It is now a 1-1 count to Rolyanisic.
And obviously the Friar has the turf mound, so this is a bit of a different look for the Fish Sticks pitchers, having the dirt mound.
Watson delivers off speed. Nice looking 12-6 curveball that curls in for strike two.
That's a beautiful pitch, and now ahead 1-2. He can really go anywhere in his arsenal right here.
Watson trying to get out of the bottom of the seventh. Delivers 1-2 right where Barsotti wanted it, but just outside for ball two.
We saw Stanfield kind of do a similar thing on a 1-2 pitch, and I'm going to say the same thing about Watson. It's about how he responds right here after he thought he was out of the inning.
Here's the 2-2 with two gone. That one's also outside for ball three. So Watson in danger of loading up the bases here in the bottom of the seventh. There's two gone, runners on first and third, and the Merchants with the 5-1 lead. Watson takes a deep breath. This is his first batter relieving Stanfield. And a swing and a miss, strike three. Watson retires Rolyanisic and gets out of the bottom of the seventh. But the Fish Sticks are running out of time, going to the top of the eighth inning, trailing 5-1.
And that'll be the day for Ryder Vane, finally. 7 innings, 98 pitches, only gives up a single run, which was into 2 batters of his outing, and some really good stuff for him.
So Malachi Pearson will come in to relieve Ryder Vane. Vane's night is over, as you said, after 7 innings of really shutdown work. After the leadoff man in the entire game, Rylan Gullard came around to score on the second at-bat. He completely shut down the Fish Sticks lineup. And Pearson will come in to try to finish the job.
Fish Sticks, I mean, you're just looking for some life out of this lineup if you're the Fish Sticks right now, and you've got a good part of the lineup to give you a spark. Von Lowe is going to be leading off this inning in the 9-hole, and then it's Rylan Gullard and Beckett Turnbow. So 9-1-2 on the way, and these are all guys very capable of getting something rolling. Pearson played last season at Butte College down in California. You know who else went to Butte College and started there?
I don't.
Aaron Rodgers.
Really?
Yeah, Butte College, and then he went to Cal.
I don't know how you know these things, just right off the top of your head.
I do have an excuse for this one. Cole Olson, which it would be insane if Cole Olson's watching this broadcast right now. This is a kid I went to high school with. I've known him since I was like 5, but he went down and kicked for the Butte College football team, and that's how I learned Aaron Rodgers went there.
Look at that.
Yep.
It's such a small world.
Yeah, so we basically got Aaron Rodgers on the mound.
So Von Lowe will come to the dish. He is replacing Alex Hamada at the bottom of the lineup. So Hamada's day is done. It's Lowe, and then to the top of the order with Rylan Gullard and Beckett Turnbow, who's coming in for Rodrigo Montano, at least in the batting order.
And this is one of a few instances now where we've seen Lowe come in at second base. Obviously, primarily a third baseman for this team, but coming in at second today.
Lowe takes a look at strike one from Pearson. He is hitting .232 on the season. He has kind of hit a little bit of a cold stretch, but does have 13 RBIs, which is near the top of the ranks for this team. He takes a look at ball one in the dirt and off speed that missed Lowe, so 1-1 count.
Lowe drove in a run with a base hit in that 5-run first inning against the Blackfins on Friday.
That one's upstairs for ball two. 2-1 here to start off the top of the 8th. Lowe swings and misses, and the count will even out.
Seen a few strikeouts recently out of Vaughn Lowe, but leadoff hitter, I think he knows. Just try to put anything in play and get on base here.
Trying to find the outside part of the corner, and Pearson just misses. The count is full.
It's a courageous take from Vaughn Lowe right there, and a smart one at that now in a full count.
3-2, leadoff man in the 8th. Lowe stays alive. He fouls that out and away.
You want as many runners on for Rylan Gullard in the top of the lineup as you can. I think Lowe knows that, just like Alex Amata did in his first 2 at-bats.
Apple Sox, or not the Apple Sox, but the Merchants lead. And Lowe will take his base. So, as I was saying, that the Merchants lead 5-1 here in the top of the 8th inning. And the Fish Sticks need base runners. Vaughn Lowe is aboard with nobody gone. And back to the top of the order as Rylan Gullard, who has been dangerous today, steps to the plate.
That's a really good at-bat from Vaughn Lowe. That is a welcome sight for him. And now Fish Sticks just trying to get something going here.
Gullard has a double and a single already today. He squares away to bunt. That one runs inside for ball 1. We already talked about it in the broadcast, but Gullard is just too good of a hitter to want to maybe try to bunt there.
I think we've seen a couple instances this year where the Fish Sticks batters will just show bunt first pitch and not really have any wherewithal to actually lay down a bunt, and Gullard usually takes the first pitch anyway.
Gullard doesn't square around this time and takes a look at strike 1. So 1-1 count now. Vaughn Lowe is at first, nobody gone. The Fish Sticks are down 4 runs here in the top of the 8th, and they are running out of time. Beckett Turnbow is on deck. Pearson delivers. That one's low for ball 2.
Might be looking into another deep count for Rylan Gullard, which is something but a guarantee today. He's been in 2 strike counts. All 3 plate appearances coming into this one.
More action in the Merchants bullpen already. Another right-handed arm. As Gullard fouls it off, the count will even out at 2 apiece.
There's that 2 strike count. So this is almost where he's comfortable in the box, and we've already seen a couple 2 strike hits from him today.
A double in the first, he would come around to score the only run that the Fish Sticks have scored today. He also singled and stole a bag back in the 3rd and then struck out in the 5th. Vaughn Lowe still at first base. 2-2. This one's into right field, and it gets down for a base hit. So Gullard fights off another deep count. Wasn't the best contact he'll ever make, but he gets over to first base. The first 2 runners are aboard.
And now it's a 3-hit game for Gully, and I mean, you've got runners on second and first and nobody out here in the top of the 8th inning. You got to come out of this inning with at least something if you're the Fish Sticks to stay alive, because Lowe and Gullard have done their jobs to perfection. And you've got a good piece of the order coming up as well. Beckett Turnbow, this will be his first plate appearance of the day, but he's been swinging really well lately. And then Rainey's got 2 hits on the day, and Noah Benedict has one to his name as well.
That wasn't great contact from Rylan Gullard. It was off the knob of the bat into right field. Max Patterson didn't get a great read on it right off the jump. Kind of took a step back and then had to rush forward, and it landed in front of him. So Gullard is aboard with the base hit. Vaughn Lowe, he walked. He's at second base. Still nobody gone here in the top of the 8th for Beckett Turnbow. And he swings through strike 1.
It's a nice pitch from Pearson right there. I mean, not really a true off speed, but it had the run left to right that fools Turnbow.
2 on with nobody gone. Pearson looks at second, delivers off speed just low for ball 1. It's a 1-1 count. That one was close to hitting the zone and quickly putting Turnbow behind 0-2. Pearson working with a 5-1 lead for the Merchants. That one almost hit Turnbow. Up and in. It's a 2-1 count.
Turnbow's average is up to 282 on the year, and he's driven in 6 runs. Also had a triple in that Washington A's series.
He started the season 0 for 8 and then 2 for 17. It was kind of a struggle to start the summer, but he has really turned it around. And that is low for ball 3. So Turnbow in a hitter's count now. It's a 3-1 count, and 2 base runners are aboard with nobody out.
Lowe was walked to start this inning, and with Turnbow ahead 3-1, probably only swinging if it's right down the heart of the plate right here.
Here's the 3-1, and that's high for ball 4. The bases are now juiced with nobody out, and Jace Rainey will come to the plate.
And this is the Fish Sticks' chance. This is really the first life we've seen out of this lineup in quite a while, and now you're looking at bases loaded, nobody out. The tying run is at the plate if you're the Fish Sticks.
So Jace Rainey, who has 2 singles already today. This is his first action as a member of the Fish Sticks this summer. He's the DH in the 3-hole spot today. A big situation. Bases loaded, nobody out. And a big hack on an off speed for strike 1. So 5-1 deficit for the Sticks. This is the first time they've had a base runner on third base since the top of the first inning and nobody out. We're here in the top of the 8th now. And that runs inside for ball 1.
We saw a swing and a miss from Turnbow on his first pitch this inning as well, and it was followed up by 4 straight balls from Malachi Pearson.
Still nobody gone. A 1-1 count here with the bases loaded. Pearson fires in the 1-1. That's outside for ball 2. So Pearson is struggling to find the zone. He's already walked 2 batters and gave up a single to Rylan Gollard. Pearson delivers the 2-1 off speed, and I think Rainey's going to want that one back. He was unloading on that one, but fouled it back for strike 2.
It's also the second time he's seen that breaking pitch that starts at him and then cuts back into the zone. And I'm sure with how big those swings were, Malachi Pearson probably isn't going to throw that pitch again. But Rainey's got 2 for 3 day on his hands and looking to deliver.
That one's in the dirt. The count will fill up. A walk would score a run with the bases loaded. The Fish Sticks are down 5-1. This is their first danger since the top of the first inning. And looking to make another big comeback here in PIL play. Malachi Pearson comes set, delivers. This one's hit really hard into deep left field. And it's going to one-hop the wall. Von Lowe is in. Rylan Gollard is in. Beckett Turnbow running around third base, and he is in, and it is a 5-4 ball game. Jace Rainey delivers with a bases-clearing double.
How about a debut for Jace Rainey? He's 3 for 4 on the day. He drives in 3 runs with 1 swing, and the Fish Sticks are right back in this game. The tying run is on second, and there's nobody out. Man, this has just been flipped on its head. It's been turned upside down.
Look at that.
With Jack Johnson in the house, and now you've got a runner on second, nobody out. Ryder Vane was so good, but just not the outing Malachi Pearson was looking for out of the bullpen, and a quick hook for him. But the Fish Sticks right back in this game. We saw it come back against the Studs on Thursday, and they're trying to replicate that today.
So Jace Rainey rips a double to deep left field. It one-hops the big wall here at Funko Field. It clears the bases with the bases juiced. He's at second base representing the tying run. And after Ryder Vane, like you said, went 7 innings of really shutdown work, Malachi Pearson fails to make an out, lets up 3 runs, and now back to the bullpen we go.
And now you've got Noah Benedict and Braden Bartholomew up. Bartholomew, all he's done recently is big hits, and now you're looking at a brand new ball game. Really, a brand new ball game. And the Fish Sticks really do need this. If they want to stay in this race, they need a win right here. And down 4 runs forever. Since the bottom of the 4th inning, they are finally back in it with one swing of the bat as well.
So Owen Rolling, another right-hander, will come in to relieve Malachi Pearson. Rolling attended Chapman University last year, a beautiful university out in California. So he'll come in with Rainey at second base as the tying run, and Noah Benedict is the go-ahead run at the plate. He is scorching hot right now. And this game has completely flipped-turned on its head. The Fish Sticks trailed 5-1 entering the top of the 8th inning. Vaughn Lowe forced a walk. Rylan Gullard just punched a single to the right side of the outfield on a 2-2 count. And then Beckett Turnbow walked. That loaded the bases with nobody out. Jace Rainey fouled off a couple of pitches. He also saw a 2-2 count and then crushes a double to deep left center field near the deepest part of the park here at Funko Field. It cleared the bases, and he's at second base, and there is still nobody out.
So Benedict, Bartholomew, and then for the time being, Noah Kung due up. And, barring a double play, all those guys will come up. So the Fish Sticks with a huge chance to tie this game.
Benedict receives the first pitch that just hits the corner for strike 1. Benedict did strike out back in the 6th inning, but walked in the 4th and had a single back in the 1st. He is 6 for his last 10 from the dish. Looking to add on another clutch RBI. He's going to square away to bunt on this 0-1. He will pull away. That'll be ball 1.
We saw Rylan Gullard do that against Pearson as well. And the final line for Pearson, 23 pitches, 13 of which were balls, and 3 earned runs without getting an out. So Fish Sticks saw him so well at the exact moment they needed to.
1-1 coming from Rolling. That is outside for ball 2. So Rainey is at second. He is 3 for 4 today with 3 RBIs, all of which came on his last double that cleared the bases, and the Fish Sticks are suddenly just 1 run back. Benedict will square away to bunt again. He pulls back last second. That'll be a 3-1 count now.
So you have Pearson that comes in and walks a couple, gives up a couple hits, and Rolling now behind 3-1. He's got to come to Benedict right here, right? You're trying to avoid walks. If you're the Merchants, and this would put the go-ahead run on first base for the Sticks.
Benedict squares away again, pulls back last second. That one's in the zone. So the count will fill up. Still nobody gone. The game-tying run at second base. It's 5-4 Merchants. They've led 5-1 since the bottom of the 4th inning. The Sticks have already played it here in the top 3 here in the top of the 8th. Payoff pitch, roped into center field, but right at Matthew McGovern, who kind of slipped, but would end up making the catch. Man, Benedict's got all of that baseball, but just put it in the wrong spot.
McGovern almost misread that. It almost got by him out there, and that would have been a wild goose chase around the bases for the Fish Sticks, but he handles it and keeps the Merchants out in front. And now Braden Bartholomew will come up. We've seen a few big hits from Bartholomew recently.
Bartholomew had the go-ahead RBI single on Friday against the Blackfins. He's got 4 home runs on the season. That leads the team. There's only 1 gone here in the top of the 8th. He takes a big hack and fouls it back for strike 1. So Rainey, who cleared the bases with a 3-run double to turn the momentum back to the Fish Sticks side, is at second base. He's the tying run. Here's the 0-1 to Bartholomew. Swings again and fouls it off again. It has not been the best day for Bartholomew today. He's 0 for 3. He struck out looking back in the 1st, grounded into a double play in the 4th, and then popped out to the second baseman back in the 6th. Owen Rolling came in this inning in relief of Malachi Pearson. He delivers. That one's in the dirt. Rainey's thinking 3 to throw. Not in time. And Jace Rainey is at third with 1 out. That is a big 90 feet.
Yeah, Bartholomew now only needs a fly ball that is deep enough to score the Speedy Rainey from third to tie this game. infield playing way in for the Merchants here. They're almost all in the grass.
Reedy the game-tying run at third base. Here's the 1-2. Bartholomew rips it foul. So he stays alive in the count. We have seen clutch Braden Bartholomew multiple times this season. This is another golden opportunity for him to tie things up or even take the lead with one swing of the bat. Another 1-2 incoming. One gone here in the top of the 8th inning. Rolling, delivers, and Bartholomew just catches a piece. He'll stay alive in the count.
Looks like that might have caught a piece of the catcher as well on its way back, and he'll take a breather. But seeing Bartholomew in a count like this, you can't help but think about that 12-pitch AB he had against Elevate Northwest that ended in a 3-run bomb.
So Max Rodabaugh might have caught a piece of the bat with his catcher's mask. He was shaken up a little bit. But he's ready to go. Bartholomew steps back into the box. Another 1-2 is incoming. 3 straight foul balls from Braden Bartholomew to stay alive in the count. Rolling, delivers the 1-2, swung on and missed. In the dirt for strike 3. That is a huge out for Rolling, and there are 2 gone here in the 8th.
I think Bartholomew thought it was fouled off. Now Mark Lynn's going to go say the same thing, and we're going to have a chat. So Bartholomew thought he got a piece of that ball on the way through, and that's going to be a tough one to call back. I mean, on instinct, that's called strike 3. Well, obviously not called strike 3, but it's ruled that he didn't get any piece of it. It's going to be a tough one to bring back, though, for sure.
So the call on the field was a strikeout. It was a ball near the plate. Bartholomew lunged at it. It was a nice off-speed from Owen Rolling, and now the umpires are debating right in front of the pitcher's mound on if Bartholomew caught a piece. That would be his 4th straight foul ball. I think all 3 umpires would have to come in unison here and say that they confidently think that Bartholomew caught a piece. They will not, and that will be Braden Bartholomew's 2nd strikeout of the day, but more importantly, that's the 2nd out of the inning for the Merchants.
Noah Kung, I mean, we've seen all kinds of base hits from him, especially in that first West Coast League road trip that this team took. But now the infield back to a pretty long depth here at Funko Field. He'll need to poke one through if he wants one. It's a good watch, wow.
High for ball 1 to Noah Kung. Kung is 0 for 2 with a walk back in the 4th. The game-tying run is 90 feet away, represented by Jace Rainey, who cleared the bases with the double to bring the Fish Sticks right back into this thing as Noah Kung takes a look at strike 1. It's a 1-1 count.
Rolling, obviously not out of the woods yet, but he has done a really good job with handling this situation. And the Fish Sticks, I mean, you've got the tying run 90 feet away here in the 8th.
It's a 5-4 lead for the Merchants still. That'll be ball 2 to Noah Kung. That off speed was just outside and low.
With Peyton Barsotti on deck, you got to expect that Rolling's going to go after Kung right here. We've seen Barsotti deliver in the 8th inning already this year with a 3-run shot against the Redmond Dudes.
That broke a 5-5 tie just a couple of weeks ago. 2-1 incoming. Rolling, delivers. This one's lined into left field, and it stays fair. This will be extra bases for Noah Kung. Rady is home. Kung's rounding 2nd. He's thinking about 3rd. The relay throw is not in time. Take a bow, Noah Kung. An RBI triple that ties things up here in the top of the 8th.
Just a scorcher down the left field line, and that corner is really deep. You've also got the dirt mound out there, the Merchants bullpen. Maybe that had something to do with it, but not only are we looking at a tie game with the Fish Sticks coming into this inning down 4, but now with Evan Hellner coming up to pinch hit for Peyton Barsotti, Kung's 90 feet away from giving the Fish Sticks the lead right here. So this is so similar to that Studs game on Thursday, just no quit in this Fish Sticks team tonight. And we're back to a tie game here in Everett.
So after trailing 7-0 against the Studs on Thursday and coming back to win that one 9-8, the Fish Sticks found themselves down 5-1 here in the top of the 8th inning. They have plated 4 runs in this inning alone to tie things back up at 5 apiece. And now Evan Hellner will pinch hit for Peyton Barsotti. Barsotti is a right-hander. Owen Rolling is a right-hander. Hellner, the big lefty, will come in to replace Peyton Barsotti. And Hellner is having a heck of a summer. He's leading the team in batting average among qualified batters with a .322 average. Now the go-ahead run is 90 feet away. Hellner, first pitch swinging. He fouls it off.
Bit ahead of that from Rolling right there. And I'm interested to see how Rolling regroups after a ball that was just torched by Noah Kung in a 2-out at-bat. That is such a huge swing from Kung.
Here's the 0-1 delivery to Evan Hellner. That is low in the dirt for ball 1. So Hellner, an incoming freshman heading to New Mexico State University. Again, hitting .322 this summer. He has struggled a little bit as of late. He is just 3 for his last 18 from the plate. Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did. And that is strike 2. It's 1-2.
I do think he pretty confidently went around right there. And now 2-strike count, just looking for anything in play. The infield is so deep for the Merchants right now.
It's a 5-5 ball game. 4 runs have come already in the top of the 8th. And that's low again in the dirt for ball 2. So 2-2 to Evan Hellner. There's 2 gone. Noah Kung, who just drove in the game-tying RBI on a triple down the left field line, is at third base. Jace Rainey came around to score. He cleared the bases with nobody out with the double to deep left field. That one hopped the wall and scored 3. Here's the 2-2 from Rolling, and Hellner stays alive. He fouls it back.
Going back to that ball 2 offering on that 1-2 count, anything in the dirt is probably going to put a scare into the Merchants faithful, because if it gets by, that's a run. Kuhn can fly, and this backstop is huge.
Hellner has stayed alive in this count multiple times. Still 2-2. Rolling delivers inside for strike 3. Hellner looks at that fastball on the inside corner, and to the bottom of the 8th we go. But the Fish Sticks have tied things up. It's 5-5 here at Everett.
For over 15 years, As You Wish Electric has offered the comprehensive electrical solutions Seattle families trust. We are proud to announce that we can now also serve your plumbing, heating, and cooling needs. As we grow, we are committed to delivering the same knowledgeable and friendly experience that earned our spot as the region's top-rated electrical company. Contact As You Wish Electric Plumbing, Heating, and Air today to learn more.
Once upon a home in the Issaquah Highlands, the Parkers used Thumbtack for a new kitchen island. Now the pizza is cooking and the kids are excited. Thank goodness for Thumbtack and all it provided. Start your home story on Thumbtack.
Wendy's went back to the kitchen to give our famous spicy chicken sandwich a total upgrade. More crunch, more flavor, with heat that just hits. Is this our best spicy chicken ever? Looks like a yes to me. Spicy chicken just got better at Wendy's.
They always say, think happy thoughts. It's easy when you're a Wendy's cookie dough frosty fusion. I'm an instant dopamine hit. Get it? Dope-amine? Like cookie dough. I said like cookie dough! Happiness is a cookie dough frosty fusion at Wendy's.
Back here in the bottom of the 8th inning, and entering the 8th inning, this game was all but out of reach for the DubSea Fish Sticks, who trailed 5-1. But a 3-run double from Jace Rainey and a game-tying RBI triple from Noah Kung, and it is a 5-5 ball game going into the bottom of the 8th inning. Isaac Watson has the ball once again for the Sticks.
Yeah, Watson got out of a runners on the corners 2-out jam in the bottom of the 7th, and he's only risen on the mound as this summer has gone on, and now he comes in a vastly different situation than he came into last inning.
So Max Patterson will step to the plate.
I don't think he will. I think that is a pinch hitter.
Just kidding. Morris will step to the plate for the Merchants. So So Patterson's day is over. We've seen him for the Wenatchee Apple Sox against the Sticks, and now with the Everett Merchants against the Sticks. But Morris will come in, and he sees that one on the inside part of the zone for strike one.
Watson's control has really, I think, impressed the both of us this year. And with the past couple games and how the Fish Sticks have struggled with that department, I think it's a good choice to bring in Watson in this game.
And that one finds the outside part of the zone on that off speed, and Watson is quickly ahead 0-2. So it is 6-7-8 due up for the Merchants. The 0-2 is outside for ball one. So 1-2 count now.
But still 1-2. I mean, Watson can basically go to anything here, and that's the importance of getting ahead in counts. We haven't seen the Fish Sticks ahead in counts on the pitching side of things too often in the past couple games.
First batter of the bottom of the eighth and fouled away and will stay alive. So Watson is pounding the strike zone right now. He came into this appearance with 14 Ks and 4 walks. And after 10 free base runners have been allowed in this game, 6 walks and 4 hit by pitches by the Fish Sticks pitching staff. This is the guy who won out on the mound. 5-5 here in the bottom of the eighth. Watson delivers 1-2 and fouled off. Morris will stay alive.
Really good battle brewing right here, and that leadoff runner is going to be vital for the Merchants. They want to take this lead right back.
Watson working from the windup. Another 1-2, just low. Count evens out at 2 apiece.
Something to note as well in this game, Evan Hellner just pinch hit for Barsotti in the top half of the inning. He is behind the plate now.
Deep breath from Isaac Watson. Stands in, delivers the 2-2. Finds the outside corner on that off speed for strike 3. Huge first out for Isaac Watson. And now one away for Blake Skinner.
Second time he's gone to that off speed, and it's just sat beautifully in the pocket on the outside third of the zone. And a backwards K to get the bottom of the eighth rolling.
2 strikeouts of the 2 batters that he has faced so far for Isaac Watson, as that one is low for ball one to Skinner.
That means his strikeout to walk ratio is up to 16 Ks and 4 walks this year. Really impressive stuff.
Skinner's 0 for 2 with a walk back in the 4th inning. Also did come around to score. That was a part of the 4-run bottom of the 4th for the Merchants. He rips this foul.
Ball was tagged pretty good, just Skinner a little early on it. He's still looking for his first hit of the day.
1-1 count now to Blake Skinner, and a local guy from Everett Community College. Was 2 for 3 with a double and a home run in his only appearance before this game this season. It is 5-all here in the bottom of the 8th inning after 4 runs were plated by the Fish Sticks in the top half of this inning. Here's the 1-1 off speed over. Noah Kung diving, makes the play, long throw, not in time. That was driven right in between Becca Turnbow at third base, and Noah Kung had to hustle over to try to make that play. It was essentially an impossible throw, and that'll go down as an infield single for Blake Skinner.
Yeah, Turnbow full extension. Couldn't quite reach out to grab it, and a really nice sliding play from Kung to keep that in front of him and would give him somewhat of a chance at getting the out over at first, but Skinner could have jogged into first and beat that throw.
That'll bring up Maury Salam, who takes a look at strike 1. Salam hitting in the 8th hole today. He is also 0 for 2 with a walk and a run back in the 4th. So Skinner at first base. He is the go-ahead run here in the bottom of the 8th. Watson checks over at him. He slides in safely. Fish Sticks endured a couple of heartbreaking 1-run losses to begin this season in early June. And that's upstairs and inside for ball 1. It's 1-1 now to Salam. The sun has now almost completely set. The lights are on here at Funko Field. Watson delivers 1-1, swung on and missed for strike 2.
Watson is doing a really good job, as he usually does, of getting ahead in counts. And we've seen a double play go in favor of the Merchants, but everything in the zone has stayed on the lower half, so Watson probably looking for that ground ball right now.
Tries to find the outside part of the zone, but just misses, and the count will even out at 2 apiece. That's where he caught Morris just 2 batters ago on a strikeout looking. Tried to go back to it and missed by just a couple inches. Here's the 2-2, fouled back, Salam stays alive.
Morris also did a good job of 2 strike fouls, but Watson was able to win that battle. And he's going to have to keep winning battles against this Merchants team that has not gone down without a fight at the plate today.
Two from Watson, swung on and missed for strike 3. Watson sits down Salam. That's his 3rd strikeout in 4 batters faced, and there are 2 down.
It's a big pitch right there. Locates fastball up top. Probably not what was being expected with the double play in order, but now 2 down, looking for any out to send this into a 9th, with both teams deadlocked at 5.
First pitch swinging for Max Rodabaugh. That's up the middle for a base hit. So now runners are on second and first with 2 gone. The go-ahead run is at second base here in the bottom of the 8th.
And that is a big-time hit. And going after the first pitch, we haven't seen Everett do a lot of that today. The first 2 batters actually both went after the first pitch they saw from Wesley Harwell. But since then, it's been very rare to see this team do that today. But now you've got McGovern, the speed demon, up in the leadoff spot. Watson, we'll see how well he can dance around right here, but this game kind of hanging in the balance, and this is a big one for the Fish Sticks. You can feel it.
So Garrett DeGallier is going to come up and talk to Isaac Watson. Hawthorne Moody has been warming up in the bullpen for a little bit. He just gave the signal that he's ready to go.
We'll see if that's the day for Watson. It doesn't seem like it would be. Looks like it won't be.
So DeGallier is just going to come out and talk to him. Watson is 1 out away from pushing the Fish Sticks.
Oh, no,
the
they're going to Moody
inning,
here. Wow.
And they will call to the pen. So Hawthorne Moody is going to take the jog out to the pitcher's mound. Isaac Watson's day is done. And this is the guy that they have turned to more often than not when they find themselves in these jams late in ball games.
I mean, can't help but think about that 3-pitch strikeout he had of Brody Gohagan of the Redmond Dudes. Bases loaded, 2 down, top of the 10th, tie game. Probably the most electrifying moment we've seen from a Fish Sticks arm this year, and that's not the only big spot he's come in, and this is just that. Against the leadoff hitter as well in McGovern.
So the speedy Matthew McGovern, he's got 2 infield singles today. Hawthorne Moody now up to double-digit appearances. This is his 10th appearance on the season. He's gone 12 1/3 innings. He just has 3 walks, 8 Ks, but does have a 6.57 ERA this season. But multiple times he has been called upon late in games and has delivered. So now he's warming up to Evan Hellner with runners on first and second and 2 gone here in the 8th.
Fish Sticks, I mean, coming into this inning, they were down 5-1, and their offense just was stuck in neutral for the first 7 innings of this game outside of the first 2 batters. And in a flash, they just start moving around, and look where we are now. Tie game, 2 outs in the 8th, and just a huge spot for Moody. And he's come through in these spots this year already.
So Moody finishing up his warm-up again with Evan Hellner, who came in to pinch hit at the top half of this inning. Moody last pitch on July 9th, so that Thursday game against the Seattle Studs. He went 2 innings and allowed 2 runs, did strike out 3 batters in that one. But another big-time spot now for Hawthorne Moody's, facing Matthew McGovern, who is 2 for 4 today. He lined out to Alex Hamada at second base as well. He has been seeing the ball well tonight. The go-ahead run is at second base. It is a 5-5 game with 2 gone here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And Hawthorne Moody looking to get out of another jam. Moody delivers. This one's hit hard into left field. It's going to tail foul. And Sonoy couldn't catch up to it out there in the bullpen and left. So 0-1 count.
Yeah, just a little too far foul for Sonoy to end up making that grab. That's a long run for him out there, but good to start off McGovern with a strike. Although that ball would have been a fly ball if it was anywhere in the outfield.
McGovern hasn't left the infield yet today. Again, 2 infield singles. He did come around to score the first run of the game for the Merchants in the first. He's got a ton of speed. Moody delivers the 0-1, again fouled down the third base line. And McGovern is behind 0-2. He's got to switch the bat as well. I think that one broke the bat.
Breaking the bat mid at bat. I mean, usually you see it on a ball that ends up in fair territory, but does this mess with the hitter? Like, you're not using your normal bat. You're behind 0-2. Or Moody's got to come to him, though. No reason to play games right now.
0-2 count for Hawthorne Moody with 2 gone here in the bottom of the 8th. 2 runners on for Matthew McGovern. That one hits the top part of the zone for strike 3. Once again, Hawthorne Moody comes in and in 3 pitches delivers at a huge spot. He strikes out McGovern, and we're going tied at 5 apiece to the top of the 9th.
Second time this summer that Hawthorne Moody has come in a big spot, and all it's taken is 3 pitches to sit a man down. Just some clutch stuff from Moody this year, and now the Fish Sticks, it seems like all the momentum is on their side heading into this 9th inning.
So Owen Rolling will come out once again for the Everett Merchants. They entered the top of the 8th inning with a 5-1 lead, and now enter the top of the 9th tied at 5 apiece. What a comeback once again for the DubSea Fish Sticks. And they have an opportunity to take the lead here in the top of the 9th.
And, I mean, credit to this Fish Sticks team. Obviously, we saw it against the Studs. We saw an 8th inning comeback, albeit it was only a 1-run comeback, but we saw a response to a Blackbins rally in the 8th inning on Friday. But that Honkers loss, I mean, to put it frankly, it was pretty demoralizing. And this Merchants game was going the same direction. I mean, the Fish Sticks couldn't get anything going, but credit to this team. They have been doing this a lot of times this year, and they find themselves right here in the same spot in a tie game. So many close games in the past few days, bleeding back into that Marionberry's trip where there was a 1-run game followed by a 2-run game. And now in the 9th inning, who's going to deliver in this game? That's what it comes down to, and Hawthorne Moody did his job. Another 3-pitch strikeout in a big spot. How about it?
So 8-9-1 due up in the top of the 9th for the Fish Sticks. Riley Sonoy, who came in to pinch hit for Tyler Eisenhut, will lead things off. Sonoy lined out to the first baseman, TJ Armstrong, his last time up. He is 0 for his last 7 from the dish since returning from a groin injury he suffered a couple of weeks ago in Wenatchee. As Rolling delivers, this one's hit up the middle. That's a base hit on the first pitch for Riley Sonoy. Just what he needed and just what the Sticks needed here in the top of the 9th. The go-ahead run is at first.
That is such a breath of fresh air for Riley Sonoy. He was struggling since coming back from that injury. He had a really rough game where he went 0 for 3 with 3 Ks in his first start back. And now with Vaughn Lowe up, there was a defensive substitution in the bottom of the 8th inning where Cade Galen came in for Rylan Gullard. And now Galen is on deck. So this is a big spot for Galen. We haven't seen him in a couple games.
Lowe shows bunt and puts it foul towards the first base line. So he's behind 0-1. Lowe walked to begin the rally in the top of the 8th inning, he would eventually come around to score. One of the 3 that came around to score on a double by Jace Rainey that cleared the bases.
And I got to say, that was an incredible at-bat for Vaughn Lowe, knowing his role as the leadoff man and just finding a way to get on base. And it kick-started the rally to get the Fish Sticks back in the game.
He's behind 0-1. He shows bunt again and can't get it down once again. That's fouled straight back. So he's behind 0-2.
So we saw Tyler Eisenhut try and lay down a bunt with 2 strikes already this year. And with the go-ahead run over on first, I don't think we'll see Vaughn Lowe show a bunt here with 2 strikes, but it's not out of the picture.
Lowe behind 0-2. Riley Sonoy had a leadoff single. He's at first. Lowe, another foul ball, this time deep down the first base line. So Lowe staying in the count. Still behind 0-2. He's fouled the ball off 3 times in this at-bat. Owen rolling, looking for the first out of the inning for the Merchants. Sonoy over at first. The 0-2 fouled off once again, and Lowe will stay alive.
This is exactly what he did the first time up today, and it turned into a walk. Count is still 0-2, so he's got some work to do to conjure up the same result. But with Sonoy on base, I mean, if you're just able to advance him into scoring position here, that's a success.
Sonoy took the first pitch he saw in the top of the 9th up the middle for a leadoff single. The umpire just dropped a baseball, so we will be delayed for a second. And now he's set to go. 4 straight foul balls in this at-bat for Vaughn Lowe. Rolling checks over at first. So Owen Rolling is the 3rd pitcher of the game for the Merchants. He's ahead 0-2 to Vaughn Lowe, who forced a walk his last time up. Here's the 0-2. That's outside for ball 1.
And they're making Owen Rolling work. That's his 27th pitch of the day, and this will be his 6th pitch to Vaughn Lowe, even though the count still reads 1-2. And action in the Merchants bullpen right now.
Another right-hander is up. 1-2 count now to Vaughn Lowe. Sonoy at first base. Here's the 1-2 delivery, and Lowe stays alive. That's his 5th foul ball.
Good fight right here from Vaughn Lowe for the 2nd straight plate appearance. If he can get on base out of this, the momentum will be all DubSea.
The go-ahead run is at first already with Riley Sonoy. It's tied at 5 apiece here in the top of the 9th inning. There's nobody gone. And a 1-2 count to Vaughn Lowe. And he rips this up the middle. And diving and making the grab is McGovern. He's going to first, and he doubles up Sonoy.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my goodness. McGovern absolutely laid out in center field. A full extension running towards second base to make the diving play and rob Vaughn Lowe of a single. And then he gets right up and fires it to first to tag out Riley Sonoy. My goodness, what a momentum flip in this game.
Wow, that was some play by McGovern. We already saw him take away a hit from Noah Kuhn with a sliding grab out in center field, and that was full extension. Without exaggeration, full extension out in center field, and then a perfect throw to double up Sonoy at first. And all of a sudden, the Merchants are feeling good. That's such an impressive play. If that gets by him, Sonoy scores. Lowe is at least at second, and we're in a completely different ballgame. But McGovern with one of the catches of the year in the PIL right there.
That would have gotten past him, and the turf would have taken it out to the deep part of center field. Instead, McGovern makes a fantastic play to double up Riley Sonoy over at first. And now Cade Galen's bunting with 2 outs. Rolling's going to go to first, and Galen beats out the throw. So a gutsy maneuver with 2 outs for Cade Galen, who's pinch hitting for Rylan Gullard, but he shows off the speed with a bunt single.
That's a perfect bunt, too, from Cade Galen. And now with Galen on the base pass, don't be surprised if he goes to second here because he can really roam. And Turnbow up. The Fish Sticks, I mean, threatening again, which is such a good response after such a momentum shifter like that play.
That'll bring up Beckett Turnbow. Turnbow also forced a walk and scored a run last inning. He'll take a look at ball one. This is his second at-bat of the game. He came in to pinch hit for Rodrigo Montano and took over Tyler Eisenhut at third base. So speedy Cade Galen at first. Rolling's going to go back and check on him. So double play on a web gem by the center fielder Matthew McGovern. Doubled up Von Lowe and Riley Sonoy. There's 2 gone here in the top of the 9th. Galen stays put. Turnbow takes this deep into center field. McGovern's going to retrace his steps, go back, and make the catch for out number 3. Matthew McGovern records all 3 outs here in the top of the 9th inning, and the Merchants have a chance to walk it off. It's 5-all here going into the bottom of the 9th in Everett.
You ever wonder how Crispy gets to the fryer for games? He uses King County Metro's Rapid Ride H-Line. King County Metro, the official commute of your DubSea Fish Sticks.
Once upon a home, in a Seattle bungalow, the Huffs searched on Thumbtack to find their next pro. Now the job is all done, and the table is set. The hot dogs taste better on their fancy new deck. Start your home story on Thumbtack.
Hawthorne Moody is back out for the bottom of the 9th inning here for the Fish Sticks. They plated 4 runs in the top of the 8th inning to make a furious comeback after trailing 5-1 entering the 8th. It is 5-all here going into the bottom of the 9th inning at Funko Field here in Everett. And the Merchants, in the first game between the Fish Sticks and the Merchants this season, have a chance to walk it off in the bottom of the 9th.
2, 3, 4 of the lineup coming up for the Merchants. So they've got the right part of the lineup up. Obviously, they took out Jack Johnson, who started the game in the cleanup role. But the Merchants, I mean, after that play by Matthew McGovern in the top half of the inning, they've got every reason to feel good about this game right now.
It's Gavin Germain, first pitch swinging. He pops it out to shallow right field. Noah Benedict comes in and makes the catch. A quick first out for Hawthorne Moody. And that's out number 1.
I said it in the 8th, but we haven't seen the Merchants go after the first pitch too often in this game. And what a weird situation to do it right there. Bottom of the 9th, you're the leadoff man, and he goes after it. It was a good pitch to hit, but just gets under it.
That'll bring up TJ Armstrong. First pitch swinging up the middle for a base hit. So Armstrong, the game-winning run, is now at first with 1 gone here in the bottom of the 9th.
Well, TJ Armstrong made me look pretty dumb there. I just talked about how they shouldn't be swinging first pitch here in the bottom of the 9th inning, and he does just that and turns it into a big hit. Now the winning run over on first base for the Merchants with 1 down.
So Jake Lockwood, who came in to replace Jack Johnson back in the 7th, steps into the batter's box, the cleanup man now, and he takes a look at strike 1 on the outside corner.
I mean, Moody's going to throw so many strikes. There's a reason that Everett is swinging a whole lot, but Moody delivers time and time again in these situations.
And swing and a miss for strike 2. So quickly ahead 0-2 is Hawthorne Moody. He came in the bottom of the 8th. 2 runners on. The go-ahead run at second base, and in 3 pitches, he sat down Matthew McGovern to end the inning. Game-winning run is at first. That one is outside for ball one. It's a 1-2 count now.
Looks like Ryder Peterson just made the trot on over to the Fish Sticks bullpen. But Moody has only thrown 8 pitches as well, so got plenty of juice left in the arm.
1-2 now to Jake Lockwood. TJ Armstrong over at first. This one over to Noah Kung. He dives to make the play. No play at second base. Long throw to first is in time. What a play from Noah Kung to get the second out of the inning.
Oh my goodness. First McGovern with an incredible play out in center field for a double play in the top of the ninth. And then Noah Kung, oh my gosh, diving to his right away from first base. A perfect throw to Bartholomew. Lockwood is still standing over on first, and Merchants head coach is going to go have a talk with the first base ump. Hands on both shoulders to really implore his point here, and we're going to have a conference.
So Josh Berry, the manager for the Merchants, went out to talk to the first base umpire. Jake Lockwood is still at first base. At least I thought he was out by a half a step.
It's a close play for sure, and we'll see what the ruling is, but call on the field is going to be huge here.
The call on the field, I believe, was out.
It was.
If my eyes weren't deceiving me.
I saw that part.
We called it out, and he is out. So the umpires, they had a conference, and Lockwood is retired. So a gem at short by Noah Kung. And there are 2 gone, but the game-winning run is at second base. And Rolyanisic comes to the dish.
Yeah, that might get lost in the fray, that play, as it looks like they're going to intentionally walk him here for Christofferson. But you're looking at Armstrong in scoring position now, and it's overshadowed just because of how incredible that play was by Noah Kung. And, I mean, we've seen Moody with 2 outs and runners on many times this year, and it seems like every time he's had something in his back pocket.
So Caden Christofferson is coming up to the plate. He actually relieved Max Patterson last inning. He struck out looking. The game-winning run is at second base with 2 gone here in the 9th. Moody slings in and off speed for strike 1.
That might be the best pitch that Christofferson sees in this at-bat. That was over the heart, and he just leaves it be for strike 1.
It's 5-all here in Everett between the Fish Sticks and the Merchants. A furious comeback by the Fish Sticks tied it up in the 8th inning. Hawthorne Moody trying to send us to extras. Here's the 0-1 line, and that's a base hit to left field. Armstrong's being waved home. Sonoy's going to try to gun him down, and it's not in time. Caden Christofferson has walked off the DubSea Fish Sticks here in the bottom of the 9th. A crushing defeat for the Sticks, and the Merchants will win 6-5.
What a baseball game that was. I mean, Merchants go ahead 5-1. They take that lead into the 8th inning, and then the Fish Sticks battle all the way back, but Caden Christofferson, the hero. So many plays made by both of these teams, and the Merchants, that is a huge win for them. Both of these teams now 500 in PIL play, and another killer for the Fish Sticks.
So Hawthorne Moody had done so well up to that point in tough situations, but he will be credited with the loss. It is Caden Christofferson who comes in to pinch hit in the bottom of the 8th inning for Max Peterson. He strikes out and then comes back up in the bottom of the 9th with a runner on second base and 2 outs. It's a line drive into left field. Riley Sonoy tried to make a game-saving throw, but it was not in time. TJ Armstrong came in to score the winning run, and it was 5-1 going into the 8th for the Sticks. They plated 4 in the top half of the inning, but it wasn't enough, and the Merchants come out on top. That is now 2 straight PIL losses for the Sticks.
And boy, after plays like Noah Kung making that diving stop and getting the out at first somehow, and then
You've got Rainey in his first game with the Fish Sticks, a huge 3-run double. Noah Kung also had a triple that brought in the tying run. He had quite the game as well, but the Merchants, I mean, I think both of these teams played some pretty good baseball today. And once again, that is a crushing blow for the Fish Sticks, and they'll be back at it tomorrow in Port Angeles, but as far as PIL goes, that one hurts.
So looking ahead, as you mentioned, to tomorrow, Port Angeles against the Port Angeles Lefties, a West Coast League opponent. That's the first of 3 in a row against the West Coast League. And then the Sticks are in Bellingham to face off against the Bellingham Bells, a really good West Coast League up north of Seattle on Wednesday. And then they'll return home for a 3-game homestand, first against the Marion Berries and then against the Redmond Dudes and the Northwest Honkers before going down to Issaquah to face off against the Seattle Studs down at the University of Puget Sound on Sunday. So still a lot of games left just this week, but this is a busy part of the schedule now for the Fish Sticks, and they're going to have to rinse this one and repeat tomorrow.
Yeah, they sure are, and obviously, you know, Port Angeles, not the best West Coast League team you're going to face, but still a West Coast League team and still a great opportunity for this team to get right before the last stretch of PIL games. But first that loss on Saturday, and then this one where it felt like the Fish Sticks had everything going for them after that 4-run eighth, and the Merchants still find a way to come out on top. That play from Matt McGovern, man. Unbelievable catch that turned into a double play out in center field, and then Caden Christofferson comes through in the ninth, and the Fish Sticks now at 500 in the Pacific International League.
So the Fish Sticks fall to 16-10 on the season. They're 500 in PIL play. They have another one tomorrow night. We'll be with you right here on the Fish Sticks Network for that one. But for my partner Angus Strangmo, I am Kyle Sweeney saying so long tonight, and we'll see you tomorrow. The Fish Sticks lose 6-5.